Hey guys, I'm Mike.
I'm Tim.
I'm Andrew.
And this is the Board Game Rundown, and we are live from our basements because we cover games from top to bottom. Andrew, I was waiting for it.
That was very top to bottom, baby.
That's right. That's right. Now, we don't have any, we're all bottoms, which was a reference Tim used last time that I'm still feeling a little awkward about.
Wait, Andrew, are you in your basement?
I am in my basement.
Yeah, so we're just all cellar dwellers here, man. That's all.
That is correct.
Middle-aged dudes who have way too many board games.
So we're just all cellar.
And as you may know, if you have checked your calendar, it is Wednesday, which means it's Whiskey Wednesday, live at 8 o'clock. We've got a topic tonight. Tim, you remember what that topic was?
Yeah, it's how the gaming hobby has evolved or changed for us this year, right?
Which was a really interesting topic. And of course, we got that from our Discord. If you are not in our Discord, you should join it because we take topic suggestions in there all the time. And one of them was, how has the hobby changed over the last year for us? And I got to imagine for us, the hobby has changed a lot.
Big time. Big time.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been things that have happened in my own life that have maybe shaped my perspective of it. You know, there's just things that the channel has done, you know, that has changed things, and just new friends and, you know, new people. So all kinds of new stuff.
Yep. Andrew, I assume you've got a similar story to tell.
Yeah, I mean, I joined the Board Game Rundown this year. As we mentioned earlier in our Facebook group, April 28th, I believe, right? That's the day.
Like that, yeah.
That's my Genesis date.
Oh wow, you got your first Sega Genesis? Wow.
You know, side tangent. The Sega Genesis is not that fun of a console.
Well, I mean, in retrospect, it isn't. Unless you like Rise from Your Grave. That was like the very first game that came. Altered Beast is what it was.
Oh, the controllers.
Altered
terrible.
Beast, baby.
Controls were terrible.
Yeah, the 3-button layout, nothing.
Well, while we're side tangenting, let me just shout out Jason and Jasmine both in the comments.
Ooh.
Like, thanks for being here, Jasmine.
Yes,
you
thank you.
Yeah,
right.
These.
No
So,
kidding. Thank
really
you for showing
that.
up.
That does not go unnoticed. In a storage unit of opportunity, I love it.
Yes, and Jason, I have not forgotten that you live in Indiana. So thank you for joining us. He does. He lives in Fairmount, not too far from where my parents grew up.
Yeah. That's just like north of Indy, right?
Yeah, kind of. Anderson.
Indy?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, I know where that's at.
So before we actually jump into tonight's topic, we got a little bit of an order of business. Tim, don't we have like this isn't it a super massive giveaway from our channel?
No. It's like a real small thing.
Yeah.
Nobody's really.
Might as well be giving away Yahtzee.
Yeah.
That's right. It was just 6 dice, wasn't it?
It's Snow Yahtzee. It's we
the pips are right too.
Listen, we have this incredible opportunity. The store that we film at, the owner of that store offered up. He's basically the guy who funds this whole endeavor, right?
He does.
It's his cameras. We're using the studio that he has built. We've asked for things and encouraged things, but he is responsible for this, all of this, being a thing, and he was last Sunday was like, hey guys, do you think we should give away a copy of Frosthaven? And we're all like,
yeah,
yeah, absolutely. So right now we are giving away, and there's only maybe like 6 days left in this giveaway. We are giving away a copy of Frosthaven. All you have to do to get this 37-pound box of goodness shipped to you for free in the continental United States, all you have to do is go over to that video and comment.
That's it.
If you like, comment.
It is in the chat. It is in the chat. I put the link.
You can comment with your favorite Shush up. You can comment with your favorite Gloomhaven character if you want, but honestly, comment is good enough. But if you got one, man, go for it. Or just why you're excited. No, you don't have to be a subscriber or anything like that. I mean, it'd be nice if you were, but we're not. That is not a requirement. All you've got to do is comment, and then we are going to randomly pick from the comments. And then we'll reach out to you. We'll contact you, and we're going to try to get that game to you as quick as we can.
I did want to make it subscriber only. I wanted to make it sub only, but I kept quiet. I kept quiet.
We can't legally by YouTube's terms. So
also,
yep,
that is weak.
Also,
can't bribe subscribers.
We're getting close to like 250 comments on that video, so we have a lot of participation on that. That is awesome to see. Mm-hmm. We have also, the reason that we are giving away Frosthaven is because we recently hit 2,000 subs. Yeah, and we're super pumped about that. That was part of Mark's reasoning for giving Frosthaven away. And yeah, we've gotten at least 100 subs since that video came up.
Not awesome. Not quite.
Really close. By this time tomorrow, it'll be 100 for sure. So that's a really awesome giveaway. We are super happy that is something we're giving away. But yeah, so if you haven't joined that, definitely hop in there and get yourself a chance at some free Frosthaven. So
yeah. Jason and Jasmine, since you guys are active in the comments, I'm gonna call y'all out. I don't know if I've seen your comment on that video yet. So even if you don't want it, go get it,
win it, and give it to me.
And give it to Andrew, or give it to somebody. I mean, whatever. Do what you want with it. It will be yours. So it's worth trying to win.
Give it a shot.
Yeah, totally. I just sort of Monopoly bank error in your favor. Trick or Treat Studios, as I was, I guess, kind of friends with the designer of a game called Shadowgate, which then got picked up by Trick or Treat Studios. And then when we were at Gen Con, I talked to a bunch of people from there and convinced them to sell me their last copy of Nightmare Productions. So, which is a reprint of a Reiner Knizia game, Hollywood, or something like that. It's like a movie. You're making a movie, but in Nightmare Productions, you're making a horror movie. We do have a video review of it. Anyways,
super really fun auction game.
I saw on Facebook News that it was his birthday like yesterday. He's made over 750 games. That is insane.
Oh, Reiner? Yeah.
He's that is machine. Crazy.
He is a Terminator of board games. He just doesn't stop. But anyways, they really liked the video. They asked us if there was anything else we wanted to review, and Chris Chris Gaizat, who I know Dan. Chris Gaizat, who is the designer of Shadowgate, was already going to send us a finished copy for review and to have as like a thank you. And so I got that, but they were supposed to send me a copy of Blood Orders, which is another Trick or Treat game about Trick or Treat Studios game about vampires. And they accidentally sent me another copy of Nightmare Productions. So I've got to find something to do with this. And it's not near as exciting as Frosthaven. I get that, but I would like to do something to help promote Trick or Treat Studios and
throw it in there. Just throw it in there.
No, I'm not going to throw it in there, but it might be a consolation prize, or we might do like a second giveaway, like in a week or two.
Another giveaway,
just for Nightmare Productions, because it's a really good game that I think is going to fly under a lot of radars because it's a smaller publishing studio that's putting it out.
I liked it,
and I legit really like the game, and I'm not going to support a game I think is junk, right? I'm not going to talk about a game I think is garbage. We don't get paid to do these things. We do ask for copies of a game. Like if we do like a preview for a Kickstarter, we just kind of go, hey, if it's fun, throw a copy our way. We'd love to review the final version. So this is that's kind of like the reason why I got the Shadowgate. That was like a deal we made way back then. And then, Trick or Treat Studios just liked us, which is awesome. I'll take it any day of the week. And I'd like to just promote them a little bit because it's a real small company, but they've got some really interesting games coming out. I think they've got like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre board game coming out soon. And it's like a horror themed, like I love horror. Like I love horror movies and all
It's
that good
horror
stuff.
themed. I never would have guessed that.
I know, right? Well, it was like a My Little Pony.
They've
like,
got to make one game that's just
rethemed
extremely
it.
like not nightmarish. They have to make
Right.
one game just to throw everybody off.
Next one is
Yeah.
going to be a Smurfs that got rethemed as a Saw.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But anyway, so while we were just trying to talk about some of that, I figured I'd throw that in there.
Nice. So, guys, last I checked, isn't it Whiskey Wednesday?
Oh yeah.
It is.
So, Andrew,
I see that.
what are you drinking?
It's back, baby. It's back.
Oh, the screwball. Now, the
He's got
question is, what dairy product did you bring to pour that into?
Bring your dairy.
Oh
in,
my God.
baby.
There's even more milk this time. Good
No,
God.
that's for this. So Screwball is peanut butter flavored. So I have this peanut butter dessert that I've been munching on. If you haven't seen me
Oh.
gobbling at something, so I will prepare it right now.
Oh, that's what
No.
that annoying sound was.
What? Me
Non-
just
Homogenized milk.
Wow.
Mm.
Okay. So, Tim, what are you drinking? And sweet baby Jesus, tell me you're not pouring it into milk.
No, hell no.
Thank
I'm
God.
not going to ruin some good Maker's Mark with that.
Thank
got
you,
it
sir.
iced,
I appreciate
got it
that.
extra Cold. It is the way I like my bourbon, on the
Nope.
rocks.
Excellent.
And chili.
I appreciate that because that is the bottle I got you for your birthday. And if you poured that into milk, I would feel insulted.
I would then immediately dump it into the kitchen sink.
Oh,
I appreciate that.
Guys,
I would
this is
actually
so
want you to send me a
good.
video of you dumping it in this kitchen sink
so good.
just so I can confirm that that's what you did.
Mm.
I am going back to possibly the greatest whiskey I've ever had. And that is Dragon's Milk Origin. This is the first whiskey I had.
I didn't know they made whiskey.
For Whiskey Wednesday. It is incredible. It is very smooth. It's a bit expensive, but worth it. It's a small batch. Last time, the first Whiskey Wednesday we did, I had this stuff, and that was a really fun night. It was not a fun Thursday morning,
I
however.
can imagine.
So we've got that poured into the Purdue mug here because it provides a much larger pour. And hopefully I don't refill this so many times that I get that same headache as 2
Now,
weeks ago.
Mike, would you say that you get like a pour that is worthy of a #1 ranking in that mug?
I would definitely
There you go. Now he's
boy.
getting it. Now he's
Yes,
getting
sir. That is
Now he's
correct.
getting it.
I mean,
Now
this
he's
is
getting it.
that's right. I mean,
Oh, Purdue.
I appreciate the mention. The Purdue
Uh-huh.
the Purdue Boilermaker basketball team is currently ranked. Yeah,
Oh.
baby.
Did I
Yeah.
accidentally set you up for something that you were going to do anyways?
No, I
Oh.
actually just came up with that on the fly. I appreciate the segue big time.
Oh, and Jason, you are correct, buddy. Go Irish all day
You
long.
Go
sons of
green.
bi-
Go Spartans.
we
I mean-
are located in South Bend, Indiana, as you do know. I'm not. All right, I'll do it. It's get your moment there, Tim.
There we go. There we go.
I'll look away from the screen. I'll look away.
And now, Andrew is a proud graduate of Michigan State.
Michigan State University.
University.
The university that destroys their rivals, beats all the big teams, but then when it comes to their ranking, they lose to like the high school team, like Florida Pacific or what's that like garbage? There's like a bunch of high schoolers. They just
Eastern
lose.
Michigan.
Eastern Michigan.
Hey,
Central,
Western Michigan's got a good
Michigan.
coach now,
yeah.
don't they?
They just lose all these garbage games and then they mess up their rankings. It's terrible. But still a Sparty fan, but I'm a Hoosier now. I'm like married to Indiana. Love it down here.
Listen, we could go sports for a while because Purdue
Yep.
just hired a head coach, which is great news for them. They gave Maccabee a walk-on, a long overdue scholarship, which is great for them. That's a great way for a new coach to come in and just instantly like grab the loyalty and fervor of the team. So I like that move. It's a no-brainer. I mean, from outside of the program looking in, you're like, well, duh, that kid is a badass. He should definitely have a scholarship. But yeah, we're not going to bore everybody with sports though, right? Because Dan's watching. He's probably crying right now.
No, he's asleep already. That's why he hasn't commented.
Well,
in about 5 minutes.
you know what would wake Dan up?
Whiskey?
Dan doesn't drink.
I do know. Oh my gosh, he
favorite
would
Smash
love
Up
that.
reiteration.
He loves Smash Up, I heard. So
Yeah.
we're still kind of playing with our streaming layout. We're getting comfortable with the settings that it provides. And
Trying
we're
new
just
things
trying to
out,
bring
trying
our
new
entertainment level to the next level each time we do this. So
Level
therefore,
2, baby.
we're going to go ahead and just throw this at you for a little bit. And maybe it'll stick. Maybe it won't. Maybe everybody will hate it. We'll never do it again. Totally Andrew's idea. So if it crash and burns,
All
it's
my
not on me.
idea.
Done.
Oh, we're just going to watch a round of Snap while
I mean, we don't have to watch it.
No,
but
it's just background stuff.
basically that way we don't have to talk to Andrew. So this will go way smoother.
Yeah, I can just be in the background over here.
I mean, okay, guys, listen, we'll get into it when we go into like the changes in our lives and the hobby this year and stuff. But I don't get to talk to Andrew enough, so I'm glad he's on tonight.
I'm a
I get good opportunity.
multitasker. I can bring the high quality conversation.
He says that, but if he loses this first game, I'm immediately calling him on his bluff.
If it's turn 6, you might not get good responses out of me.
That's fair. That's
What
fair.
happened to Andrew?
Yeah.
Just
Hey,
one second. I'm doing some basic math over here.
Looks like a Killmonger ruined his game. You know.
Oh, well,
yeah, dude.
Ixnay this idea. Jeez, who came up with this one?
Well, I feel like we should give a little introduction as to what this is. This is Marvel Snap. It just came out a couple months ago. It's an app-based game, but it's also you can play it on PC, and it's really easy to play. You pick you construct a 12-card deck, and you can play in one of 3 lanes here. And your cards have different costs and different powers. Each of these lanes unveil a new quirk about each lane each round for the first 3 rounds. So this one is revealed round 1, this one is revealed round 2, and this one is revealed round 3. And it's as easy as you got to win 2 lanes. You got to win 2 lanes.
It's like a Hearthstone meets Smash Up kind of deal where, like in Smash Up, you're trying to have the most power at a location, where this is far more interesting. And then Hearthstone is like in round 1, you've got like 1 energy. Round 2, you've got 2 energy, and you basically go until you know, to whatever. But in this, in Snap, it's either 6, 4, or 7 rounds, depending on like what cards come out, what gets played, and things like that. So,
yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, you unlock a lot of cards between games, and that gives you different deck potentials. And there's a lot of different types of decks you can play.
Looks like we got a mirror matchup right here.
Uh-oh.
But so let's go back to our original topic of the evening, boys.
Oh wait,
let's remind everybody what that is.
One last thing before we leave this, we did create a Snap chat thread in the Discord, where guys can share their deck ideas, things like that. If you've got questions or like, hey, what do you think about this? What works with this? I know personally, like, you know, Mike and Andrew and I have all, like, Andrew and Mike have definitely shared some decks. I probably need to share 1 or 2 of mine just to reciprocate. But it's been fun to kind of have that exchange of ideas and suggestions and stuff, just with our own community, right, that we've cultivated. So that's the last thing I'll say about Snap, so Dan can stop working and start watching the show again. But yeah, Mike, as Andrew was about to say, why are we here tonight other than drink whiskey?
Oh, I thought that was the only reason we were here.
Well, you know.
Oh, we have a topic? Oh, dang it. Yeah, so it was Mr. Grapefruit Guerrilla Warfare, a.k.a. Peach Patrol, who in our Discord suggested that our Whiskey Wednesday topic should be how the hobby has evolved for us personally. And
Now, I want to
that
say,
is
is Pumpkinhead even in this chat? I don't even think he's watching. And we're
no,
using this
I don't
topic.
think he is. It's hard to tell if you're in our Discord and you use a different name. It's hard to tell. If people in our Discord are watching this and you have a different name, you should put your Discord name in the chat
It's a good
so
idea.
we know who you are.
We can write
Right,
it
'cause
down
it could
and have
be
it
Andrew
known.
F.
Because we have a very active Discord. Again, if you're not in it, you should join. We chat about games all the time. That's what we do.
And also full permission to just creep. Just go in there and let's watch.
That's-
Read the stuff. You don't even have to participate that much, Spencer. You can just be in there, you know. Or
Tim, you
Bob.
can't say that. He'll
Hey,
watch this video.
Spencer has an iPhone now. He'll get the notifications. He'll see that,
Also,
people are talking and having a good time and interacting.
Unless he's got him
Spencer's only-
disabled like I do. But
we've
my
done,
YouTube
like,
studio notifications are blowing up because of that Frosthaven giveaway. My goodness.
I mean, we've done like 300 videos, and Spencer's probably watched 3 of them. Just saying. Just saying.
So yeah, we are going to get into how the hobby has changed for us. Man, that's so interesting because that was really kind of right about when I first started gaming with you guys. It was like about late October of last year.
Is that-
Really? I
is that when it
thought
was?
you've
Yeah.
been part of the group forever. That's so weird how I joined and I just think everybody's been gaming for a decade together. You get that feeling when you're the new guy,
Now, Andrew, that makes me feel really good because honestly, I really try really hard, and it's because of my own childhood trauma. I fully acknowledge that I really like to try to make everybody feel really welcome.
Yeah.
And like you've been there forever. You
Yep.
know what I mean? Like I really do try to create that environment. And thankfully I've surrounded myself with friends and gamers that do, behave that way, right?
Yeah.
So it's good that we have created the illusion that Mike has been part of the group for decades.
Right. Kudos to Tim for creating the illusion that he actually likes us. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I was about to be like, no, not me. It's everybody else. But yeah, I actually just created an illusion. You're correct. That's what it is.
Yeah, so a little over a year ago. And we've talked about it so many times, but it was Lords of Hellas. And that was such an epic game. Such an epic game.
Hey, really quick, Pumpkinhead said, did this become a Marvel Snap channel?
No.
He is in here.
Dang, we called him out.
We're testing some, we're testing layouts.
Listen,
Yep.
Andrew you don't understand Andrew's ego. And so if Andrew can't be the biggest screen on the TV,
Right.
then we are sharing what he's doing, his dominance in Snap.
Correct.
Is he just lost? So
I
he just lost.
No!
What? Wow.
No! I'm currently 0-3 on the channel right now. You're welcome.
Wow, Andrew's out here with this gigantic screen to make up for the tiny socks that he wears. And,
Yeah. They're like the no-shows, but like for when you're wearing like slippers, so they cut like even further down. I mean, they're really
they
tiny
just
socks.
basically fall off your feet. There's no point in wearing them.
You guys.
But hey, you can get them free from shoe stores. So there you go. If you're
There you
frugal, that's the way to go.
Well, hold on now, Pumpkin. Do you like Marvel Snap? I mean,
Yeah.
is this something that you
I
enjoy
forget.
in the background?
He has
while we're
not commented
talking?
on any of our Marvel Snap Discord section.
Because I know Rob Silver and who else is in there a lot? Somebody else is in there a lot, and I forget who. But
Papa Soup.
that's it. Papa Soup.
Papa Soup.
Oh, Contest of Champions. I get it, dude. I get it. Because here's the thing: is like, I got away from my Magic the Gathering addiction to play board games, and then this is what happened.
Yeah, I was a Hearthstone guy for a long time.
Yeah,
Collectible card games are definitely and I like Android Netrunner. Shameless plug once again.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I played Clash of Clans for like 2 years
Mhm.
every day. That was a long time ago. I mean, that was probably 10 years ago. But yeah. I think what this game is missing though. They need like clans that you can group together with your buddies
Yes.
so that you guys can share cards with each
You
other,
can
do
Interesting.
battles with
you can
each
donate
other.
boosters. You can donate
Yes.
boosters. You can try out.
You
decks
know
against
it's
each other.
coming. I mean, as much support as this game should have,
Sure.
you know it's coming. It
Yeah.
just, they obviously put this out to test the ground floor of their support, and I think it's pretty clear there's a lot, and they're going to build from here.
Yeah. All right, let's get away from Snap. But before we jump into the topic, Mike, mark the time because I'm going to jinx it. Okay, you ready?
8:30.
So
I
it's
am.
we're 26 minutes in, almost 27 minutes into this stream.
Correct.
How many times have I buffered?
None.
None.
I was going to say something earlier. Did you go on that website and order that better hamster food I told you about for your internet
did.
hamster?
I also cleared off a crap load of stuff on my phone, and I think having more RAM.
Oh, that's right. The cache was
Yeah.
affecting your processor.
Yeah.
And I forgot, I was in such a hurry to get down here and start because I was like the last guy to jump in on the stream. I forgot to switch over to the router or the Wi-Fi extender.
And you've
So,
still been fine.
Yeah, so if it gets funky, I might do that, but I might blip for a second. Yeah.
56K.
Did you guys just hear the AOL sound?
Brana.
Age,
got my
sex,
new-
location.
I got my new disc. I just popped it in.
Oh, nice.
Man, I got 100 more hours.
That's it? Wow.
Yeah, well, I got to spread them out. I got a net zero disc I can pop in if I need to.
Yeah.
But right now
Oh,
I got
yeah.
the AOL. So.
My family
Well,
used Juno. Remember
Hopefully,
Juno?
hopefully you don't get any phone calls and it stops the download.
No doubt. Okay, Mikey, get us going, buddy.
I am to get us going. So yeah, I mean, we started gaming a year ago, and I had actually been between groups. I was looking for groups. I had just moved back up to Elkhart, and I went probably 2.5, maybe 3 years without a group. And I was just looking at new to me games this year. And that is such a drastic difference for me just from the last couple years, because I was playing games. My plays were fairly high, actually, but I was playing with some friends of friends who will game but won't get into anything that's even medium or more. So it was lots of repeat plays of stuff that I own that I had already taught them. You know what I mean? Like a group that would want to play like Azul 2 or 3 times, and then For Sale 2 or 3 times, and then Mysterium a couple times. And to me, gaming is gaming. Like, I'm still with people that are enjoying it, and like, I don't care if I'm playing light games with people. I'm still having a good time. Like, that's what I'd rather be doing.
It's like what we talked about last week. It's not the game, it's the community.
Yeah. And so, playing a bunch of light games with people, I'm still gaming. So I went from that to, I believe it said I had only played like 35 new to me games in 2021. And as of right now, I'm at 89 new to me games this year.
Nice.
So that's a huge difference. I mean, that's probably more than the last 2 years combined as far as new to me games. So I kind of stalled out where every game I was playing that was new to me was probably one I had to buy. I wasn't playing a lot of other people's games.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the biggest thing that's changed.
You are the alpha gamer, right? You're the guy who is and I mean that in the, like, you're the proactive guy. You're the one that's getting the games and then like bringing it to other people and trying to bring them in, and not just being as a part of a group where naturally we all are kind of exposing each other to new things, right?
Yeah.
So I get it. I get it.
Which I actually think is like, as I reflect on like this year of knowing you guys and gaming a lot, like I think playing new games every single time is like I'd love to revisit some games. You know, I always want to bring something new to the table, like Cosmic Frog. Or
I gotta play that game,
dude.
It sounds amazing.
I gotta read you the first page of that rule book. It is insane. But like at the same time, like I'd love to come back and play Root or Ark Nova or Dice Throne, you know, because I had a weird experience with that. I mean, I still own it.
We got ripped off in a trade.
Yeah. I think it was a good trade. But like just games that I own that, you know, that could see 5 plays, you know, before we throw a review at it or something, you know.
And there were so many good new to me games this year. Like I was just looking at the top 10 of new to me games this year, and it's stacked. And they're games that I do want to play again. Like, I want to play more. I want to play more War of Whispers.
Yes.
Oh my gosh!
Man, that
I want to play.
So amazing.
We played last weekend, and man, I loved that game. And by the way, I beat Bob at it.
That's what's most important of this.
Easy.
Hey, Mike, post that comment from Andrew F. real quick. It's one of the more recent ones. Yeah, there it is.
My Little Scythe, Andrew. Do you play My Little Scythe?
A true alpha gamer. Yeah, My Little Scythe would be a good one. You could
My
play
Little
with your wife
Everdell.
as well.
My Little Everdell just got dropped on Board Game
really?
Geek. Yep. And Tim, I heard you bought Everdell. Is that true?
No. I'm going to trade Rob Silver for Everdell.
That's a real screwball and milk move. So cheers to that.
You need more kids to play with. Okay, calm down, dude. Now you're getting
trouble. Wow.
Or
if you're
want a bigger family, I guess, you know.
Yeah. Get the old lady to have a Whiskey Wednesday night.
Listen,
that might loosen up the old. Never mind.
Because we're 2 and out, man. We're playing man defense right now. I got 2 kids. That's it. We play 1-on-1. That's it. No more. I love my children. I would move mountains for them. I would kill for them, but I also might kill them. So there's no. Yeah, I love it. Pumpkinhead's even in on that one. That's good. That's good.
And we got more family game groups. So
look at that. Yeah. Right on, Jason. That's good.
I mean, for a while, other than a couple friends that would, play some games, I had a 11, 12-year-old that was always open to playing new games. So yeah, I know what you mean. Playing with kids can definitely be fun. The ages definitely changes the fun level. However, because when they're too young, they want to cheat.
Oh yeah. Oh, I got a comment for
FBI is at my door.
Nice.
I got it. I got a good response to that. If you've ever watched any of those To Catch a Predators, just saying.
Have a seat.
Yeah. No, I said don't answer and hide the Zima because those creeps always show up with like Zima.
So let's fast forward a little bit. I started gaming with you guys about a year ago. Andrew, when was the first time you started gaming with us? It was earlier this year.
Yeah, so I was I wasn't part of a board gaming group, but I had some friends that played board games, and they kind of stopped. Either that or they stopped inviting me.
Have a seat.
And I was just like, I was like sitting in my basement at my computer desk, which is where I'm at now, and I looked over and I have this like collection of games, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna play solo. Like solo is not my jam. But I was like, man, I got all these games, and I have no friends to play them with. Like that.
Yeah,
that sucks.
Part.
Yeah, we already knew that last part. So go ahead.
And I was like, man, like I don't know what to do. Like I guess I'll just go on Facebook and see if there's like a community of board gamers in South Bend. And then I found the Board Game Rundown crew. I didn't know that they were the Board Game Rundown. I just saw that they hosted some sort of events or whatever. And they welcomed me. You guys welcomed me very, just extremely quickly and generously. And what?
Who's running chat?
Oh. Okay.
Well, Mike's posting. I'm commenting under the
Yes.
Board Game Rundown. But yeah,
Correct.
yeah. That's why I just typed me, but I was going to put a Tim, but I've now said it. I don't have to type Tim.
So confusing. Jeez.
I know. Well, I was being obtuse, so, but no, Andrew, please continue. Yeah.
No,
you reached out.
that's really it. Like I went over to, there was board game night at a person in our group's house, and I didn't know what I was going to. I didn't know who I was going to meet. I thought it was going to be awkward. My first interaction with you guys was extremely awkward. A broadsword was put into my face, but
Not by any of us.
not by any of the Board Game Rundown.
Hold
but-
on, though. Was that the first time I met you, or was it when we played Ark Nova? Was that the first time I
No,
met you? I
you
don't remember.
invited me to fantasy
the game night.
games.
Oh,
You
for Ark
invited me
Nova
to Caleb's house to
at
play.
first.
Yes.
Yes.
And then our chemistry just went through the roof. What can I
Listen.
say?
Listen.
Yeah.
I got an eye for talent. What can I say?
Oh, thank you.
It's funny because our Discord is called Spencer's Friday Game Night.
Yeah, right. So
And when was the last time he hosted?
I've literally never been to Spencer. I heard he lives like a minute away from me. I heard
Yes, he does.
He
Actually,
does.
probably
A stone's throw from
36
my house.
seconds. Correct.
Yeah.
Another old man reference.
So here's the thing: is Spencer. I met Spencer at a game store years ago. Same game store I met Dan at. An old
Mhm.
game store around here. It's gone now, called the Village Well. It was really nice, board game only game store here in town. And
it was kind of small. It,
It was-
wasn't
it
very
was-
conducive for board gaming. But I
it was okay.
appreciated their heart. They would always undercut Amazon by $1. I respected
Yes.
that heart.
That's the one. So I met Spencer in a Ticket to Ride tournament of all things. I beat him.
I gotta go.
Won,
I gotta
I
go.
won that tournament.
Well, this will be a short stream.
But then I got invited to like Spencer's game night, and it was me and I think maybe Jonathan and two other people that I've never ever seen again. That's probably my fault. But anyways, I started
It
getting
is.
invited over to Spencer's for game nights, and then it started and then it would be like Caleb and Jesse would make it, and then I would make it when I could, and Jonathan would be there when he could. And then I started people from my own game group, like Bob and things like that. It's like, well, can I invite them?
Let's
Spencer,
consummate this.
I don't want to invite people to your game night, but I do have like a gaming group before I met Spencer. And it's like, can I start inviting some of these people? And then it just kind of started becoming like this thing where it rotates locations. And I very early on was like, dude, I'm not trying to take over your game night. I swear, let's.
You said this to who?
Spencer, because
Gotcha,
it
gotcha.
was his game
Yeah.
night that we were kind of building off of.
Yep.
I mean, I would host my own every once in a while, but they were infrequent, right?
Never been to Tim's house. That's
Spencer was, yeah, this is Graceland, man. You got to achieve, and also though, like Scientology, you got to achieve certain levels of Xenons or whatever it is. And then
I'm trying to Xenon with Kingdom Death, dude. That's what I thought was the
Wow.
Pumpkinhead.
I didn't.
yeah.
I had no idea that Tim was only 3 levels from a Tom Cruise. Go on.
Oh yeah, right. But no, Pumpkinhead, legit. So our friend Caleb does Ren fairs. He is part of a
Renaissance Festival.
He is a dude that actually has his own armor and weapons, and he goes to and at festivals, he and his group, I believe it's like the Sword of the Rose. I could be wrong. Don't stab me in the face with a broadsword for getting that wrong. But they actually go and they perform. They put on shows. They fight. They do.
They actually fight. Yeah.
Renaissance
with
Festival, too.
dulled swords. They kick each other's asses. Yeah.
And also, no, it is not a euphemism because Tim is only packing a dagger.
screwed. A stiletto at best. But no, Andrew walked in the door, and Caleb at Caleb's house, and Caleb had his sword out, pointed right at Andrew's face.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on, I might be able to recreate this.
Oh, we're going for a recreation.
Hold on. This is
What is
this
that,
is
a cane?
He's got an old man.
Looks
We're
like my
going
grandpa's
full old
cane,
man
dude.
here.
Hold on.
Yes.
I got a sword cane. So yeah,
That's definitely old
yeah.
man.
Andrew walks in, sword in the face, right?
Yep. And then Caleb says, "My name's Caleb, and I do, and I'm a like, and I do
Yeah.
role play sword fighting at Renaissance festivals." And I
Right.
was like, "What was crazy is like, I was like, what am I doing? Like, I'm going to a board game night of people I met on Facebook. Like, I really I felt like this is like there are some people on planet Earth that have a certain personality type, and video gamers and board gamers happen to have those types of people a lot more than average. And I'm like, I'm gonna join this group, and it's gonna be a whole bunch of socially awkward people, and it's gonna be. Now, let me preface by saying that is the furthest thing from our group. We actually have like really awesome guys, and I love them. And even if they weren't, that's not the main issue. But I was like, what am I getting into? Like, I'm gonna go there, and it's just gonna be awkward.
And I believe you got there before me.
Oh
So
yeah, I was the first one there. I
didn't
just
even
showed
have
up.
like an opportunity to be like, Caleb, please don't stick the sword
Well,
in the face of new people.
Yeah. So I get there, I knock on the door, and Caleb puts the sword in my face, and then like he's showing me all of his stuff, and I'm just like, whoa, this is actually really cool, dude. Like, I've never met somebody who does this. Like, this is really cool. And he's like, oh, so who do you know? And I'm like, nobody. And he's like, you've got to know somebody. And I was like, no, I know nobody. I just messaged this guy named Tim on Facebook, and here I am. And he's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that was how I welcomed you into my house. And like, that's our history. And needless to say, Caleb and I are very good friends now after him putting his sword in my face.
Listen, he is an amazing dude.
Yes.
Questionable introduction, but he is an amazing dude.
Yes.
You know, I actually found my first gaming group through Board Game Geek. I actually used the guild search feature
Interesting.
to sort by region, and I found one in Warsaw, Indiana, which is where I was working at the time. And I honestly just messaged the guys. I'm like, hey, new to the hobby, but really want to play more. And sure enough, they let me come over, and I gamed with them for years. So,
really quick. I hate to interrupt everything here, but this is a very special moment for me. Can we just go back to the snap screen for one moment? I've got to do something. You've got to see this.
Yeah, that's true. We got to hurry up and get the snap screen on here before Andrew cuts the stream short.
Hold on. I want to just show everybody here.
We're not at an hour yet. There's time.
Barely.
Tim might know what this means. I don't know if
I do.
I don't know if Mike's been here yet, but we are going to max out. We are going to max out a card.
I love it.
Yeah, let's get some love in the chat. This is a maxed out card. We're just leveling up like crazy. We're getting these really crappy rewards, but you know what we're going to do, baby? We're going infinity. We're going to go infinity, baby. Boom. Isn't that pretty?
Yeah, I like the.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, do you
All
guys
right.
know how you get like the weird black and white
You have to level it up 4 times, dude.
infinity 4 times?
Yeah.
Okay, because
You're
I've done one twice.
Your second one, you get stupid little bubbles like this. Where is it? It's stupid. This right here. See the bubbles? Oh, you can't see the bubbles. Oh, there's bubbles. Whatever.
Sponsored by KitKat. I'll look at the one I did. I think it's
Yeah, you got to level it up a
On
crap
Slot
load
or
of times.
Blue
It
Marble
is
or somebody.
stupid.
So, yeah, I mean, and then it was, let's see, Origins was June this year.
Mhm.
And you guys, Dan, Bob, you and Spencer all went to Origins,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the first time as a crew, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll tell that story when we get there. But yes,
But
you keep telling your story.
My story?
Well, I
Whose
guess
story?
Mike's.
Andrew's
Whose
story.
It was
Your
Mike's.
story.
Well, we were
right?
talking about Caleb putting
I
his
don't know.
big broadsword in my face.
He
upon-
did do that, and Tim's
Yeah.
dagger.
And Tim's dagger. Yes.
All right. Well, how about this? Let's just go to like May. Let's everybody get to where we were in
Yep.
May.
I got to meet Mike.
Yeah.
Actually, Mike and I we had a little inside joke running. Remember that, Mike, for a time on Discord? Every time I was able to game, you couldn't game. We were kind of flirting a little bit for a while. I didn't even
we
know who you
weren't
were.
sure that you weren't the same person because
Yeah.
you were never in the same place at the same
That's
time.
true, and we were
It's
both the new guys.
It's kind of
Yep.
like Elvis and John Lennon. You've never seen them in the same place, same
Correct.
time. Probably the same dude.
Whoa.
Right.
Not a real
So-
conspiracy theory.
Yeah. What was the first game? Oh, I know. The first game I played with Andrew, he taught me in harmonic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which
Dude,
I've
you
yet
come
to
over my
play.
house. Yeah, you bastard.
Now, what did we play after that? Did we play
Probably
played
Planet Unknown.
Planet
Wolves of
Unknown,
Mercia?
maybe.
Was it
Call
Wolves of Mercia?
That's correct.
No, we played Trois.
No, that was on a different day. I would
Hmm.
never have introduced Toi on the first date.
Thank
Yeah,
God,
that's-
I would never came back.
Yeah.
That one did not age well. I'm sorry.
I know. Well, that's what I'm talking about. Playing games more than once, because
Right.
that game needs another shot.
I mean, I'll definitely play it again.
Sure. Yeah, it was Planet Unknown. We played together.
Which, my gosh, talk about favorite games from this year.
Oh yeah.
That's up there.
Oh,
that
yeah.
game is
No.
correct. Yes. No, they actually did a reprint.
yeah. Call it Planet
By
Unknown
Queen.
now.
Yeah. Planet Trois.
Planet Toi.
Planet where everybody speaks French. Yes. Origin. I mean, yeah,
Hold
we
on,
met,
so-
and then
Hold on.
I slowly started. By then, I was hosting a little bit.
Mhm.
You were popping on. Yeah. So I'll jump in now. I'll start and I'll go from like my January to May, for example.
Good.
Oh.
I need a nap.
Good deal. No, so January, I think Mike and I had been to a few game nights together. Like Mike and I had actually messaged probably for like 2 years, off and on, a
Yeah.
little bit, because I remember, Mike's like, well, I live in Elkhart, it's hard, There's a few times where, there were some near misses where maybe we were going to get together to game. We finally were able to make it happen where he was able to come out to Spencer's. We played Lords of Hellas. Now that was late last year, so it technically doesn't count. But anyways, just from like a show perspective and like a Tim perspective, Dan and I have been working really hard to try to find ways to actively grow the channel. Not that
Mhm.
Bob and Spencer weren't, but it was me, Dan, Bob, and Spencer. We're the regulars, right? We are the core guys. Caleb's popped in occasionally. Jesse, his brother, has shown up, a couple times.
Mhm.
But for the most part, it was us. It was us four, and that's kind of it. And we were grinding out, right? We're just grinding. We're doing the rundown. We're doing the news. We're doing the Kickstarters. But we were really working hard on trying to come up with ways to grow the channel. We really felt like our banter and our style was unique compared to other YouTube channels, because we keep it kind of loose. We like to pick on each other a little bit, but we have a good time, and it's clear we're all having a good time while we're out there. I can be very formal if I need to, but I also, for this kind of show, I appreciate just sort of being fast and loose and like, yes, we can speak intelligently, but we can also laugh. But anyways, so we were working really hard trying to come up with some stuff. Earlier in the year, we were asked by DV Games. Bryce, I know somebody that works for DV Games. He asked us if we would do their Origins and we would work their booth and basically teach Wonderbook, demo Wonderbook through Origins. They paid our room and our hotel.
So awesome of him,
And-
man. That was so cool of him.
I've known Bryce for 25 years.
Okay.
I mean, I've known Bryce for a long time. That's somebody I've legit known for decades.
Yeah.
But anyways, so but it was a really good opportunity because it's like, well, we're going to go to Origins. We're going to, learn that we're going to promote the show, right? We're going to figure out how to do this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then in April, or actually January through April was a really rough time for me personally, like in my own personal life. And I'll just share this while we're here and just to keep it real, right? My mom, who I did not always have a great relationship, she went to the hospital in like February. And it was not looking good. She's had a myriad of health problems. She's had cancer about 5 different times, no joke. And we always joked that like nothing could kill this woman. And then early April, we had been planning this for like a year. My wife and I had a Disney trip planned. We were going to Disney down in Florida. And as circumstances would play out, we had a really strong feeling just based on the information we were given that she was going to probably pass away while we were in Florida. I made the decision to still go on that trip with my family. We knew that. I talked to my mom. I visited her in the hospital. She knew what was going on. She didn't want to, wreck the trip because we were doing that. She didn't want to be the reason we didn't go.
Yeah.
So literally in the middle of my trip, my mom passes away.
Got the call.
Yeah. It was emotional. It was rough. There's all kinds of feelings that go in there, especially when it's a complicated relationship. There's just, there's no good way, right, to lose a parent. There's no good way. Whether it sucks if you're on great
Definitely
terms.
not on the spinny teacup ride in Florida.
Yeah. It sucks. It sucks if you're on bad terms. It sucks if you're on good terms.
Yeah.
Anyways, so literally like the middle of my trip, that happens. But at the same time that happens, this is really weird. This is a really, really weird coincidence. The show started blowing up. While I was on that trip, we literally got like, I don't know, 600-700 subscribers. We went from like 700 subs to like 1,200-1,300 subs by the time I got back. And then when I got back, though, I've got Bob, who I've known for 20 years, you know what I mean? And Bob's gone through his own hardships and stuff. And we, Bob and I are like brothers. We give each other a really hard time, but I love that dude. He is just one of the best dudes you could know and have in your corner. And, but because of not only the community, right? But like the friends that I have built through this community and like the support of my family, it made that a lot easier to get through. It still sucks. And like at the holidays, it's hit me all again. You know what I mean? When you get to Thanksgiving and Christmas and it's like, but, just the time spent with you guys and, between you guys and like my family, cause like my family, we're all mired in it. Right. But I can go and I can play games with you guys and I can just let it all go. Right. I can play games. We have a good time. Like we just hit that stride, and it's amazing. And then like Andrew late in April, messages me and is like, hey, I'm looking for a group. And I'm like, well, I don't know if he's a serial killer or not, but you know what? What the hell?
Oh, you're going to Caleb, so meet us there. Yeah.
He's got armaments.
Yeah, Caleb isn't the one you're worried about.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, man, you guys legit, like just the awesomeness of the group and the people that, that just the affirmation of the show, right? Doing the show. And it's like, no, it's growing. We're doing something right. So the affirmation of other positive things in your life can really like buoy you through those times that just absolutely suck. And I will also say, he's probably not in the chat, but I will also say that Jason from Board Game Mechanics, like, we message a lot, back and forth because Jason is just one of the most amazing, like, stand-up dudes.
I'm sorry.
Pumpkinhead
is just killing it with these comments, man.
I love it. No, it's great.
I think this is the first time we've gotten comments from him in one of these, so it's awesome.
That is so
but
funny.
This is exactly what I'm talking about, right? Because you go through those hard times, and I've got people like him. I got people like you guys that just make my friggin' day, and they just make it all like, I'm good, man. Life is good. It's the hard things you go through actually make you the person you are, right? So you become stronger. You're like tempered steel. You just gotta let it. You gotta let it happen. You gotta let it, do its work.
Mhm.
And so, it was not to be, cheesy or whatever, but it was a real blessing to have, to meet Andrew, right? At the time I met him, like comes into my life at a great time because it's like even better. I meet this amazing dude, he's a great addition to the group. I'm getting to know Mike. He's a great addition to the group. He's a good, he's a great dude. I got Dan, I got Bob, I got Spencer, like just some of the sweetest guys, and most caring, wonderful guys that I could be doing a show with.
Yeah.
And we're all like, and all of these opportunities start to open up, right? Like, holy crap, we're going to Origins. And yeah,
And then,
we're going to
holy crap, we're getting 5 days at Gen Con covered.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
wow.
we're going to Gen Con, and it's just, and Mike, I didn't warn you that I was going to unload all of that, but when you were going to talk about how the hobby is like changed, changed this year,
Mhm.
that I was like, that was the first thing I locked and loaded because it's like, all right, I'm going to go heavy on this, but honestly, the friends that I have made because of this hobby have like just got me through some of the worst times of my life and given me some of the best times of my life, outside of being a dad,
And it's not
Just great
it's
to
not
hear.
just shallow board gaming. Like there's like
No.
there's long drives to Indy, there's long drives to Origin, there's like spending the night, like you're in a hotel together, you're having, and I know you, Tim, like you're not afraid to be like, call your friends out. Like that's actually if I'm going to serve back high qualities back at you, like you're not afraid to tell people that, like, hey, that was stupid, like, or you call people out in a loving way. Like,
no, but I owe that.
wounds from a
And sometimes
friend,
not
wounds
loving.
from a friend, man. Like that's a good thing to have in a friend.
But I think hard truth sometimes you need to hear from the people, hopefully that you feel are close to you, and I would
Yes.
expect that from you guys. I mean, that's
Yes.
legit.
I would
That
rather
is-
somebody be blunt with something they have an issue with than sugarcoat it. Because if you do, the issue doesn't always get resolved. You don't get to
Hey.
the root of the
That
problem
is my
unless
fa-
you're
that is
willing
one of
to
my-
fully address it.
That's one of my favorite what is it? Proverbs. Sugarcoating causes cavities. Sugarcoating causes, that's so true. It's so corny, but it really is true.
On that note, I'm actually refilling here. I'm trying to be a little careful.
I'm almost
But
empty.
that is also just sneaking them in, baby. Sneaking them in. The second
I
drink of the night.
I almost did a spit take. But built on what Andrew just said, yeah, like I will be brutally honest with you guys, but it's because I love you. You know what I mean? And I expect the same. That's it. That's
Well,
it.
and that made me like really trust you, Tim, because I did something. I forgot what it was or who it was in reference to, but I respected that so much. I've seen you like call people out, and I was like, I did something so stupid, so ridiculous. I texted you afterwards, and I'm like, hey man, I just want to let you know, like, I'm being childish right here. Like, my bad. Like, I'm sorry. You got to understand this about me. Like, I'm aware of it right now, and I hope you can forgive that in me. Like, and I think I only knew you for like a few months at that time. Like,
Sure.
that was, I think when you have people, screw that, it's board games. It's the fact that adults can come together around a hobby, but they can also be really loving with like how you want to treat people and how you want other people to treat you. You know what I mean?
And the thing is like, I can come on strong sometimes, and I'll also apologize for that. Like I will own it. I will own it. But as long as everybody understands I'm coming from a place, of love, and good intentions. And yes, I mean, nobody's perfect, right? Nobody in this room is perfect, but I try really hard because, when I was a kid, I didn't have a lot of friends. We moved a lot, blah, blah, blah. Again, my own traumas. And so to me, I try to be the friend I would want to have, right? You do unto others as you want done unto you. So I try really hard to treat you guys with the respect and that I would like, and I feel like obviously I feel like that's reciprocated, but
Yeah.
And just so you know, Wayne, I'm drinking Makers, but I finished it. I might have to go for a second pour tonight.
I'm only doing 2. Last time I went 3 and it was not a good time.
2 might be it. Yeah.
But Wayne, this is Dragon's Milk Origin. This is made in Holland by New Holland Brewing Company. They make
really?
one of my favorite beers of all time.
Oh yeah, I guess.
And then I heard they started making whiskey, and now they make my favorite whiskey of all time. That is this right here. This stuff is very smooth. I'm very impressed with it. But yeah, you pay a little bit for it. You pay a bit for it. But sometimes when in Rome.
Sometimes when in Rome. Isn't that redundant? Sometimes when in Rome.
Maybe
slightly
it
redundant.
is. I mean, saying "do what the Romans do" is redundant as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Hello, Tembot.
Pour 2.
Hey, did you guys see Jonathan is selling some games? I want to see some more. I want to see some more of those games, man.
Is he?
Those things are.
I think he's accusing me of having a bar nipple. No, actually, this is actually only the second time I've touched this stuff.
Yo,
I have not.
Beautiful bottle, man.
It is.
Can you do a 360 of that? Is that like completely dark at the top?
Yeah, looks like it.
Wow, that is beautiful. It's got like the scales on it. Damn. And then you ruin it with that noise.
Andrew didn't ask for the didgeridoo to go along with
the didgeridoo.
Yeah,
that is the noise a didgeridoo makes, right? It's like
That's
very low.
That's it. That's exactly the noise a didgeridoo. Well, that's a mic imitating a didgeridoo, but yes, that's pretty close. Okay, so we've now gotten to like May, June. So June we do Origins. You guys weren't at Origins, right?
No, I was not.
So Origins was incredible for us. We got to meet some people that we had only ever interacted with via email, like the VA Games guys, Sam, and his brother Ed, and let's join a cult, so Cult of the Deep.
That was awesome.
Those guys are friggin' amazing, and there was a really funny joke is because one of them, I forget which one of the brothers entered my name in their phone because I gave him their phone number gave him my phone number because we were gonna try to like meet up, and he put Tim from the board game Rub Down.
Oh yeah.
So Cult of the Deep has a playmat, okay, and so he sent me a screenshot of like, oops, I fudged your name, but I might actually just keep it this way, right? Because Tim from the Rub Down. And so Dan, Spencer, and Bob and I then went back to the room, shot a video of all of us rubbing the playmat and be like we did like our introduction for the board game rundown, except we were like, this is the board game rub down. And it's just our hands rubbing the playmat. And I texted the video to them. And I'm like, well, they'll either think we are amazing and they'll love us forever, or we'll never hear from them.
Am I supposed to be getting aroused?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. But anyways,
that
they
was
loved
a screwball moment.
They thought it was hilarious. It worked out well because there are kind of people, apparently.
They're hilarious, man. Really good guys.
They're great dudes. And yeah, so anyways, we made some great connections. We got to hang out with Jason and Katie and Kim Breeze from Board Game Revolution and is she Board Game Revolution?
No, Board Game Rebels.
Revolution's the thing I don't like.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and then hang out with Jason and Katie a bunch because they don't live that far from Columbus. And anytime I get to hang out with them, those are just two people that I just absolutely love with all of my heart. They're great people. And anyways, so Origins was an amazing experience. It was my first Origins. Of course, my sister and brother-in-law are there. And so there's never a bad time when Patrick and Julia are around because you're going to play games. You're going to play awesome games. And there's usually going to be a good amount of shit talk. with that as well.
Sure.
But it's a good time. And so here's the thing. My wife says sometimes that I like trust people too much. The morning crowd, that'd be a good one. I trust people too much. I open up maybe a little too quickly, but like sometimes you just get a good feeling about people. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just know, like, no, these people are going to be cool. So we get to go to Gen Con, and I agreed. I didn't have to, because I could have gotten a pass, like a media pass, but I still worked for DV Games at Gen Con, but we had some people that weren't going to work for DV Games. Or Mike, because you didn't do anything for DV, right?
No.
But we did get you a pass.
We eventually got me a Matt's Lasercraft pass.
Yeah. But so anyways, but we stayed at my sister's guest house, like
Dude,
or at their office.
That's one of those core memories that will stay with me forever.
But
that was just fantastic.
But just what an amazing time, right? Like we got all of us under one roof. There was 6 or 7 of us staying in that house.
Yeah.
So much sweat.
And but man, I don't know about you guys, and I know different people are going through different things, but still, what a great time that was.
Mm-hmm.
And also,
remember when Bob wouldn't get out of was it Dan? And I was at DEF CON 9 for having to go to the bathroom because we had fast food, and Dan would not get out of the bathroom.
I don't know. It could have been Bob. It could have been Bob.
No, it was Bob. It was Bob.
Yeah.
Oh, that was terrible. I made it, but that was terrible. Keep going with this. Keep going.
Taking
with
the Browns to the
story.
Super Bowl.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Nick Chubb.
So what's really funny though is we're at Gen Con, we're making all these connections and we're meeting people, we're talking to people.
So many connections.
Met even more people, right? Like I met Mike from the Full 42, and
finally met Katsia, who makes the awesome board game art mosaics and the calendar.
I met Katya at Origins, and I was like, "Hey, I'm real. Nice to meet you." But then talked to her a little bit more.
And she actually still talked to us again, which is incredible. So,
whoops! I don't know how that happened, but it's
instantly worried because she had to meet Tim first. Go on.
But anyways, met tons of awesome people. But at the exact same time, we had done a video. Andrew, this is the video that has made you either famous or infamous. In the
snap!
Is we I don't know, a week before Gen Con dropped,
yes,
we did our top 10 most overhyped games.
Yes.
Overhyped and overrated games.
Yes.
And
that was us 3 plus Dan, by the way.
Yes.
Oh, I'm buffering.
No, you're good.
No, he's right. Wow, one of them. That's wow. I'm actually impressed. It is. He needs to grab a game.
Wayne,
this was last. There he is.
We'll talk about
Here
Wayne, right? What Wayne's comment was. Mike, throw it up. Ark Nova is not the most overrated game, Wayne, because it's a good game, and it's not as overrated as Wingspan.
Nobody had Ark Nova on there. Now, at the time that came out, I hadn't played it yet.
It was still fire.
But the other 3 of you definitely had.
Yeah.
I just switched over to my Wi-Fi extender, so we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
anyways,
your
yeah. Shut up, Watch.
I don't understand either.
Yeah, me neither. But no, we did this list, right? And it was awesome because Andrew, we didn't know near as well. Andrew comes from a completely different gaming background, right?
Yeah.
Like Bob, I could probably call a bunch of games. Dan hadn't played a ton of games when I met him. So, Dan really came into the hobby from doing the show, a lot more. He was already into it, but really just got a lot more exposure, right? From doing the show. And man, that list was nuts. And our top video, when that list came out, I apologize if you guys don't care about these kind of numbers, but when you are a content creator and you're just like how many
Yeah.
views can we
Feed
get?
me
Like,
numbers.
you want to know, right? Our top video was like one of our Wonder Book reviews, and it was like 2,500. And our second top
Mhm.
video was probably Ankh, which I think was like 2,000, 2,100 views. So we hit like 1,000 views on this overhyped video going into Gen Con. This thing's blowing up. By the end of Gen Con, I think it was almost 2,000 views, maybe 2,500 views. It might have been our most viewed video by the end of Gen Con. We are blowing up. Then the Monday after Gen Con, I'll never forget it because I'm trying to work, but I'm
Yeah.
we are getting skewered on
Hundreds
a
of
Facebook
views.
group. We're getting skewered on a Facebook group that claims to be like very friendly and open and caring, and we love each other, right? We were
Yeah,
getting-
all those inclusive groups, dude. They'll shred the non-popular opinions.
We were getting killed.
Well, they said Dan was a gatekeeper, and
They
they
said Dan was a
threw
gatekeeper.
Dan on the cross, dude. They just
No,
put him
Dan-
up there.
Well, which is funny because Andrew, I thought like, so Dan was getting killed on Facebook, and you were getting killed. You were getting killed on the YouTube comments. And
Yeah,
let me just say, you
What
took it
was
like
the
a champ,
term?
and I appreciate it. Gatekeeper. Oh, do you have a thing?
No,
for that?
Andrew's term.
Gatekeeper.
Oh, I'm buffering again.
The hipster douche.
The hipster douche. Some guy called me a hipster douche. I can't believe it.
Tim, it was better before you switched to the network extender.
Yep. Let's wait for
Crazy
Tim.
enough.
There he is. Hey,
I'm
Tim.
wondering if it's just like at 9 o'clock, my internet turns into a pumpkin and just starts sucking.
It's too cold for your internet hamster. He is ready to hibernate
yeah.
for the year.
Apparently. But Andrew took all of those hard comments like a champ. But how many? I don't even know how many views that thing has now, though, right? It's
12,000.
Like 12,000. And
we're very happy with it.
A lot of the people that were killing us on Facebook for it, like either hadn't watched it or went and hate watched it. So, it's like, well, you haven't watched it, so you suck because you're commenting on something that you haven't watched. Like, at least.
Well, some
educate
people,
yourself.
dude. Some people.
But then we
were
had
like,
a bunch of hate watchers.
Yeah.
We got
Some people are like,
negative.
We're never going to interact with those videos.
Any
ever again."
publicity is good publicity, and we were getting people that didn't want to link it, trashed the video, didn't want to link it, then linked it,
Then linked
and
it.
the day he did, we got I don't know 1,000+ views.
Well, look, I'm going to say
or
it
more.
again.
And we got
Euchre-
several hundred subscribers just within a week or two.
Well, we had a lot of affirmative comments, right? Or at least actively engaging and not just going, well, your opinion is garbage, you're an idiot. Like we actually
99% of the comments were like, agreeing or feedback on our picks and
That's
stuff like
8%.
that.
And it doesn't, you don't even have to agree, right? Just like engage in an interesting way where we can have a conversation about why Candyland is not a great game.
It sucks, dude. Well, the hypocritical part was they were like, you need to include target gamers because Dan said target gamers don't know what they're talking about in regards to like board game culture. And then I said, Candyland sucks. It's overrated. And they're like, you can't throw Candyland into a board game overrated. It's like, I'm inclusive. I'm inclusive towards all board games. So if I'm inclusive towards all board games, Candyland is on the chopping block, and that game is going in the burn pit. Because that game sucks.
Also, though, Andrew, like honestly, dude, anytime we bring a top 10, you bring your top 10. I don't care what it is. Don't tell me what it is. You bring your top 10. The beauty of the show and what's fun of the show, especially when we do top 10s, is to go, dude, like that's garbage or that's great. Like, I don't care, man. Like
I remember when I brought up Euchre for number 10 and you guys were like, okay.
I do remember that. And we got a lot of comments about that pick too.
I want to see how many
so
people
once again
watching at Euchre.
the negative the negative publicity, it's all good publicity. But I think this is actually, I'm sorry, Tim, go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say, like, because Pumpkinhead just said he had no idea there was that much drama. Dude, look at the comments and look at the views on that thing. It is crazy. But
Wayne, I disagree. You do not suck it up when your kid wants to play Candyland.
Unless it just sucks.
Yeah. You
Means by suck it up.
Yeah, suck it up. Just no, you show them a different game. You show them checkers or
Nova
or something that can teach them to do something, not just obey a color.
Yeah.
Not just obey a color.
Yeah. Anyways, Mike, you were gonna.
So yeah, really, it was that video and all those subs and all those views that came from a top 10 list. And really, at that time, we were still filming rundowns every other week, and rundowns were like our news show. That was like new games that are coming out, games that are currently on Kickstarter. We talk about games that we've been playing, and that was like our rundown every other week episode. And then, that was probably one of the first, maybe, and I know you guys did some top 10s last year, but as far as this year, that was one of the first top 10s, like first 2 or 3 top 10s. And because of the success of that video, we had conversations about, well, wait a minute, we get 100 to 200 views on a rundown video, and we just got 12,000 on a top 10 list. Maybe we should do more top 10 lists.
Yeah. Well, and I also asked about top 10s, and you guys told me that you had done them before, but you threw them at the end of your rundown videos, so the clickability wasn't there. And then we went into this huge discussion on Facebook just about, like, what is the Board Game Rundown's philosophy? Like, what do you want this channel to be? I honestly feel like right around that Gen Con time, I felt bad, but I just kept like dumping ideas. Like, what about this? What about this? What about this? I almost felt like I was overstepping because I didn't feel like I was like really part of the channel. But like, Tim, you had welcomed the ideas, and I appreciate that. And like, I feel like we have kind of changed a little bit, like from what I've watched for like older Board Game Rundown stuff to what's happening now. I think there has been a little bit of a shift.
Well, so like, here's the thing, Andrew, is,
and I'm not saying it's because of me, but go ahead.
No. Here's the legitimate thing is the trick is not to be the smartest guy in the room. The trick is to surround yourself with really, really smart, creative, driven people, right? And that's why we've made some of the like directional changes, because we were doing the rundowns and we were just like cramming like the 5, we would do like a top 5 because we didn't want it to go too long, and things like that. And then we started seeing that the format was actually working better in a different way. I have legit had requests to go back and do a news and a Kickstarter thing, and we're going to do that. We're just waiting till after December to do that because we're trying to get through all the top 50. Because we did a bunch of top, we did like what, Mike, 5 2-hour top 50 episodes, right?
Yeah, and we did the first 10, the 41 to 50, 31 to 40 in the first weekend back to back. And so 4 weekends in a row.
And because of our schedules and the way we film, it's really like limiting sometimes what we can do in the studio. So one of the things that's very exciting about streaming and doing what we're doing now is that this allows us to provide you with more content, like as we're going, right? And that has always been the goal. How do we keep bringing you guys content that is interesting to watch and fun to do, right? And so, again, like I started doing some of the stuff live solo, and then I was like, Mike was like interested in it. And it's like, dude, do it. And then Mike and I figured out how to do it together. And, like Andrew's game, Dan's been game a few times, and Bob has hopped on one. And it's like, while the studio has a different vibe because we're all in the same room, I still love absolutely love. This is one of my favorite things to do is like just be able to get together with you guys and just BS with you and hang out and answer the comments, right? And do this stuff on the comments. And actually, Dan makes a really good point. Mike, post that Gamer Shelter comment like real quick. You are 100% correct. And now I think we have evolved to the point where that makes sense. That makes way more sense because we can
use live to do rundowns.
Yeah.
We can hit that stuff right away.
And if there's something big, it's just like, hey, we're going live tonight at 8. We're going to talk about this game and be there, or
yeah, or watch it later, whatever.
Yeah, why wait for a Sunday that the news could be 5 days old at that time, and then you're cutting views. You're kind of almost wasting time by waiting until Sunday.
That was almost some of the jokes sometimes where it's like, well, by the time this video drops, you'll have 2 days left to back this on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Well, now we are creating a format and working in a format that will allow us to talk about something right now. Yes, this game is out right now on Kickstarter. Please go check it out. Or this game got canceled on Kickstarter. Where by the time we're talking about it, it might have been canceled a week ago. So it's not as exciting.
Yeah, our schedule, it works for us, and we've been able to put out a good amount of content doing it, which is basically every Sunday from noon to 5 or 6. We will try to crank out a top 10. We'll do as many reviews as we can, or we'll play a game and then review it. That's really what our Sunday in studio days look like. Yeah. And then like our big topics, like any of our lists, will typically come out Wednesday or Thursday, but sometimes it's that Wednesday, sometimes it's the following Wednesday, and that's what Tim means by that delay. Our our in studio filming sessions are edited and then released. These are, hey, it's 9:25 here in Indiana, and I'm sitting in my basement just shooting the breeze with a couple of my buddies about games, and this unlocks a whole new avenue that we can explore, and we're doing that as much as we can.
Yeah, and again, right, like these live shows, the awesome thing is like, okay, I get to talk like tonight, right? I get to talk to Mike and Andrew like an extra night where I normally wouldn't even get to see these guys. So now we get to hang out, we get to BS a little bit, and but we also, I can read your comments here, and we can react to your comments.
You might not want to read them right now. They are going Haba games crazy right now.
That's great. I got kids. I got a ton of Haba games over here on the shelf. You can't even
I have one, and it's actually really cool. You build this huge box, and there's animals in it, and you got to like look through it with your eye and like see what animals you see.
Oh yeah.
Which one that is.
More comments. Yes, BS and drink whiskey.
Yeah,
that is correct.
And talk about 3-year-old games.
I kind of tend to be the one that just sort of comes up with random ideas and just hope it sticks. Like I will just throw ideas at the wall. Like Whiskey Wednesday, like it was just a random idea. It's like I wanted to come up with a phrase that just people would remember. Like, hey, it's Whiskey Wednesday. Tim and Mike are going to be getting stupid on Board Game Rundown Live tonight.
Wow.
Anything to just
like, out of here.
If I think there's a thing, I'm just going to try and run with it. That's my crux. But as Tim knows, that's why I'm still here. I'm obsessed with seeing our channel grow. I want to see it get better, and I want to see it grow.
Well,
10,000.
And it is.
And here's the thing, though, is like I can try and do everything I can as a host, right? As the creator of the rundown, but really, like it's not just me. It's the chemistry with you. It's the chemistry with Dan. It's the chemistry with Spencer and Bob and Andrew and all you guys. It's all of us sitting around and hanging out and talking about games that actually makes this work. And not just that, but it's also like, Pumpkinhead, right? It's interacting with you guys and the people in the chat. I mean, that's what really makes this thing. And that's what makes the live videos so much fun and like straight up addictive, right? Like when you're like,
I know,
dude, I want to get on.
I'm like, Tim, can we do it Monday? Hey, Tim, can we do it Tuesday? Hey, Tim, it's Thursday.
Too many alliterations.
Dude, like seriously, Mike, I know I said it in our like private, like our
Screwball
our show,
Sunday.
our
Sorry.
show. No, it's good. Screwball Sunday's a good one. I know I said it like in our own show planning chat, but it's like, dude, content's content, man. If you want to get on and you got to carry a show, but you want to get out and like talk about something, do it. See if it works. I don't care, because we're not hurting the channel. Because I feel like here's the other thing, right? Is all the people that I ask to be on the show and that I want on the show with me, I feel like are really good ambassadors to the channel. Andrew, you got really strong opinions. I love that about you, dude. But you're a smart guy.
Second Amendment Saturday. All right, I'm just kidding.
But dude,
oh boy, we just lost a couple subs.
Yeah.
Like I don't want people on the show that we don't have good banter. We can't, throw fireballs back and forth at each other. I mean, that's the fun of it. I pick on Spencer all the time for taking long turns. I love that dude. Spencer is one of the absolute nicest guys you could ever want to meet. That is such a sweet and gentle soul. I would challenge anyone, if they could find, a mean bone in Spencer's body. Now, unless you're playing Race of the Galaxy, then it can be pretty cutthroat.
I would critique his taste in music, but only because I had to listen to Weird Al for 2 hours from Indy back to Mishawaka, and I almost jumped out of the car full speed.
Were you in Spencer's car or Bob's?
Spencer with Bob in the back. Was it Bob in the back seat? Yeah, and they were both singing it, dude. I was about
every word.
Jump.
Okay,
out.
hold on.
Well, they played this song. It was like 15 minutes. No, I think it was like 25 minutes long, and he played it.
That was either
twice.
Trapped in the Drive-Thru or Albuquerque.
No, Albuquerque. I remember.
Yeah, Albuquerque. Yeah. So, anyways, I'm a diehard Weird Al fan, but here's the thing: is I also would not subject Andrew to that. Now, I might make Andrew listen to some Guns N' Roses on the way home.
Heck yeah, why not?
Or some Led Zeppelin.
Anybody that complains about that just needs to be left by the curb.
I'm just saying. But there might be a Weird Al song mixed in.
I
there.
swim in the Weird Al hate, Dan. I bathe in it.
But yeah, there we go. Sounds like an Amish paradise.
Well, I remember listening, I remember downloading a Weird Al song off of Kazaa when I was in 4th grade, but damn, I don't know all the words to every song going to concerts like you guys do. That's intense, dude.
Dude, I've seen Weird Al in concert at least 6, if not maybe 8 times.
Well, maybe that's why you're buffering. Maybe you're uploading. Maybe you're BitTorrenting all of his content, and
that's what it is.
After hours is when people download that stuff the most.
That's what it is.
He is actually going to be coming to Southwestern Michigan early next year, like February. I think Bob tagged that. It was I want to say Kalamazoo, maybe.
Oh, barf.
And I think it's on a weekend.
No, he's coming to Kalamazoo in February, but the tickets, I was going to take my nephew to see him, but the tickets are like $100+.
Oh, really?
Oh, man. Dude, UHF is a totally underrated movie. 100% underrated movie.
That's great.
I think I'm buffering on that stream, but I can see myself clearly on our stream, like on the StreamYard thing.
Yeah.
No problem. But I see I'm glitching a little there. So I wonder if my audio is carrying through, but I'm going to just keep going.
The audio's been perfect. Yeah.
Because normally when I buffer for real, it just goes black on everybody, even my own thing. So.
Right.
Nope,
so I mean,
again.
we did. So we did Gen Con, and you said we met a lot of people, and at the same time we're getting a bunch of subs from that top 10 video, and then we started changing the format and more top 10s and lots of reviews, and we came back from Gen Con kind of revigorated, kind of wait a minute, this could actually maybe get a little bit big in its own way. It sort of unlocked that realization of potential in my mind, at least.
Yeah, for me, it changed.
No doubt, dude.
Yeah. I was going to say, for me, it kind of changed.
Andrew, sorry.
No, yeah. It made me think, if I could have the channel one way, right? Like I'm just a pawn in the game, but like I realized like meeting people at Gen Con, like this could be a channel that emphasizes relationships with every single board game booth at conventions so that we are one of the first people they send their board game to, you know? Like I would love to see us be a Rahdo-esque channel, but with 5-6 dudes, you know, reviewing games kind of in a similar way that he does. But I mean, I would love to get those Kickstarter games early so that we can have the jump on those things. You know what I mean?
Well,
'Cause that's going to get.
Since you mentioned it, we came back from Gen Con
Mhm.
with a game to review. We got first dibs on Hike It.
Yes.
And Hike It by
Now hold
now
on.
friends of the show. Yes.
Let me take a little bit of credit for that. Okay, I'm going to just tell you a little story.
Oh, I
real
don't-
quick.
I'm
But,
not taking any credit unless you try to. Then I'll steal
Not
some.
that you not
Just
that you
kidding.
deserve credit for that at all.
I know.
But so friend of the show, relatively local guy, Rob Kerr, had a game called Conclusio. Okay, this came out from Puzzling Pixel Games. Puzzling Pixel also made a game called Seven Bridges, published a game called Seven Bridges, designed by Ron Halliday. We reviewed Seven Bridges, never met Ron, never talked to Ron. Ron saw our review of Seven Bridges. Now, Ron is a cartographer, a Canadian cartographer that lives in Brazil, lives in Sao Paulo, as far as I know. He lives in Brazil.
Sounds terrible.
But Ron like commented, found us because we reviewed his game and was like, "Oh, great, awesome guys, thank you so much." Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Love the thing. So we go to Gen Con. Ron's like, "Hey, we've got I helped design the map, the board for a game called Hike It, but TJ Swing is the real designer of it, but I had a hand in it." Mike, please continue.
Well, yeah. So Tim brings back Hike It. I really didn't know that. I mean, we had so much going on at Gen Con. I mean,
Crazy.
I mean,
A lot of stuff
you interviewed Glenn Drover. I
Friend of the
interviewed
show.
Keith Mateka from
Friend of the show.
Thunderworks Games.
I had my
Andrew
Evian,
interviewed the people from Evian.
Aislinn and Aaron.
It's amazing. That video's done really well, Andrew. Thank you
Spencer.
very much.
Thank you.
Spencer interviewed the designer of the new Viticulture World. And so we're just like, we are networking and we are meeting people and we are getting content out. I mean, heck, I did, Dawn of Ulos video before it even hit Kickstarter. It didn't hit Kickstarter till September. Like, I'm interviewing him and doing a live demo, back in August. And so it just
And mispronouncing.
blew my mind, butchering his name and him being really nice about it. Flattered that I told him how much I love Role Player, and it was one of the biggest reasons I wanted to talk to him, honestly. And the fact that they had Dawn of Ulos was just kind of like, oh, yeah, why not? And he was totally cool about demoing that. He demoed Tenpenny Parks, another Thunderworks game, worker placement with a fair theme. And so anyway, we had so much going on at Gen Con that I didn't even realize Hike It was acquired until a couple weeks after we got back from Gen Con, because we had so many games to review. I mean,
Yeah.
we had snatched up, Marvel Remix Gen Con launch.
Doodle Dash.
You had brought back Doodle Dash. We had
Have you
brought
gotten
back
your hands on the Kite game?
not yet.
Soon.
Yes. Also, friend of the show, Mingo from Quackalope, hooked Tim up with a copy of Kites, which has been very difficult to get, and he was at PAX U, picked it up for him. So
Now
but-
that's credit to Mike for building that relationship right there. That is credit to Mike for doing that.
Kites was good.
haven't played that. I'm assuming Tim hasn't, or is that why he wants it?
Not yet, but I'm dying to play it. It sounds amazing.
I think once you beat it, then you're kind of done with it. In my opinion, I played it a few times at Gen Con. Yeah, I think it was very cheap though. Very cheap game to pick up. Like if that's your deal. If you like bargains for the price, it's great.
Yeah. So I mean, what it was a few weeks.
I just like the stress. I just like the stress of a real time game.
It was
sometimes.
very
and
stressful.
I feel like that.
It was
that's-
very stressful.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
I'll tell you another game that we played live. Well, not live, but we recorded our play at Gen Con, and we're still waiting for is Mission Control from Third World Studios. Oh my gosh. That was such a
Yeah.
fun and unique co-op roll and write. Wow. And we were playing in this really cool booth where we actually had these full-size easels playing this game, and Bob's sitting at a little card table. He's rolling these dice, and meanwhile, everybody's doing this roll and write mini game, and each mini game is different. Like I was working this kind of sort of Sudoku puzzle. Tim, what was your puzzle?
Oh my gosh, I don't even remember. I was trying to connect things based on like numbers, I think. Oh, I don't even
Yeah,
remember.
everybody had these just totally unique rolling, mini games they were doing based on whatever Bob rolled. And if we like I had to connect rows together in a Sudoku game, and if I did that, I was able to give Bob bonuses. And meanwhile, he's trying to, what is it? He's trying to, he's running out of oxygen. That's
Yes.
right.
Yes.
Running out of oxygen in his spaceship, and so we're all working together to make sure he doesn't lose oxygen. And it's a timed
thank
game.
you.
You have
Dan-
20 minutes.
Dan had it. I needed the vertical number stacks. Thank you, Dan. Good job. And Dan, unfortunately, Dan knows because he didn't get to play. He had to watch all of us play.
Yeah, he
Um,
was filming it, and like I remember racing over to Dan because Katsia was the one that told me about that game. She was demoing another game in that booth,
Mhm.
and she was telling me about it. I was like, oh my god, my group is gonna love this. So I think Dan was the first person I saw. Like, dude, we gotta go back. Trust me, we need to record this. It's gonna be so cool looking, and it was a very cool video.
Which again, 100% is why the board game rundown works, is because of the sum of its parts, right? It's not just one person. It is every single person that is involved in this thing is why it works. Because I wouldn't have known about Mission Control if it wasn't for Mike. We wouldn't have that Evian video that's blowing up if it wasn't for Andrew. Like Andrew
I'll go blew
went and
up.
found
I'll
those.
humbly say blew up.
Hey, that video did really well.
Yeah, I think it hit 500 in a week, maybe. That was kind of cool.
You know, and again, right? It's like Dan was running around, like finding people. We're talking to people. You know, I mean, just everybody was just working their asses off at Gen Con. And
Yep.
for me, right? For me is like, okay, this is like this weird genesis of an idea that I try to come up with. You know, you pray to God that it works. And then, you know, you surround yourself with really smart, creative people. And it's like, and I watch all of these people run around and they care about it as much as I do.
I think
You know what I
that's
mean?
the
They're
thing. I
bleeding.
think that's the thing, is the care.
You guys all care and bleed about it as much as I do. You know what I mean? And it's just, I'm so grateful and thankful that I was lucky enough to surround myself with a group of people, you know, that are into it. And Dan, don't sell yourself short, because Dan was killing it. Dan basically worked full time for the rundown at Gen Con, whether it was running around getting footage or talking to people and trying to set some stuff up. And, you know, and Dan has been my right-hand man, like in all of this, you know, because when we were really trying to grow, Dan was my right-hand man. And so Dan, don't sell yourself short, dude. Like this is our baby. You know, he came on later. I had it going. He came on later, but like, you know, we got to get it bumping. You know, Mike and Andrew, you guys have really helped the show grow and have come up with some great ideas and like going positive. So, you know, you guys deserve credit for that. Like, I'm just back here like cracking the whip. Like, let's keep going. Good idea, bad idea, good idea, good idea, bad idea. Let's go. Some of the bad ideas are mine. You know, bad idea. Shut up, Tim. All right, let's go. You know, so
Well,
let's,
I think that's another thing is like we're not afraid to tell each other that like maybe something shouldn't happen. Like Mike wanted to
Dude.
record a live video a few days ago, and Bob was like, "Dude, don't burn people out," and it was like, "Oh, that was cool." Like that, like we're here to sharpen the channel, and everybody's
That's it, man.
Yeah,
that's it. We're all looking out.
Stone
for each other.
sharpens stone, gentlemen.
I think it's iron, but yeah,
It is.
stone with
Again.
cracked stone.
This is why we have smart people around us to correct us when we say stupid things. But no, man, like you know, like Pumpkinhead, for example, Rob Silver, guys like that. Like we've had dudes that have been around for a very long time commenting and involved, and you guys are amazing. And I'm so grateful for that. Like I'm glad you've stuck around through the evolution and seen it grow. But I'm also really excited to see all the new people, you know, like and Jason, who's commenting like a ton tonight, Jason Dunham, like thank you for just commenting and like being involved and sharing your thoughts. And Andrew F, like I apologize if you've been a subscriber from day one. I honestly apologize. But the fact that you're here tonight and commenting,
Yeah,
it makes my day. Like Mike and I talk about this like off to the side, and it's like, dude, when people interact and they're throwing comments in there, it's amazing. Like it just makes you want to keep going. And Andrew, I don't know if you know, but we were like talking trash about you because when we did like the 3-hour one last week, and I go, don't worry, Mike, I'm not going to peace out after an hour when I run out of milk. Like, I'm going to
you
keep going.
bastards, you bastards.
Let's just try a little something here and see who gets in trouble.
But
Watch this, baby. Watch this.
But Andrew, let me just say, dude, like, even though I'm talking trash about you and giving you a hard time, I love that you and Mike got on and did a show, dude.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not always easy to carve your own time out and do that. And I'm grateful for that. You know, like all of these guys that show up on Sundays, you guys are amazing because we work really hard. We try to put out really fun videos, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like hard work because we're all just having a good time. Like even tonight, right?
I know.
You know, Andrew hasn't even stopped playing Snap. He doesn't care.
Yeah, he's not even present at all.
I was hey. I would refute that, but you wouldn't believe me. I would refute it, but you wouldn't believe me.
So
I'm trying a new deck.
I have officially finished my second glass. That is the glass I'll be stopping with tonight.
Yeah, this is what I'm drinking when I'm done with the second glass.
I know, that's what I should have had one on deck. I'm actually ashamed of myself.
I've been on water for a while.
Yeah.
Milk was a bad idea.
Water Wednesday, baby.
Water Wednesday.
Oh God.
But no, the not only the hobby but the gaming experience is this year especially, between just the emotional stuff that I had to go through, sort of, you know, in April, and you know, and earlier in the year, and up till now, the bonds that I've built with you guys, because you guys are it's ironic that we're doing this show with like the two newest guys to the rundown, you know, but also maybe fitting is the bonds that I've in the friendship that I've built with you guys is amazing, you know, and I'm really grateful for that. But at the same time, right, like Spencer, Bob, Dan, like you guys have been there way early on. Yeah, I saw Andrew just joined the Discord.
Yeah, I just got that notification. Awesome.
Wait. I thought of a comeback.
Uh-oh.
Tim,
Yeah.
you play your damn Star Realms games while we're board gaming. Yes, it took me 2 minutes, but yes, I
Look,
gotta come back.
If you guys would go through your turns faster, I wouldn't have to take my Star Realms turns.
Wow.
No, I do have
Hey,
to.
we are not the ones you have to worry about when it comes to AP.
Yeah.
Correct. It is Bob and Spencer. I love them with all of my heart. They know that, but they are the ones. And Bob's actually gotten better. And I feel like Spencer has gotten better too. Because, you know, sometimes you've got friends where you go, hey, man, we're playing to learn, not playing to win. Now, Bob will never not play to win. That's just going to happen. That is just going to happen. Hey, the jerk star call. Dude, okay, Pumpkinhead. Anytime you want to make a Seinfeld quote, like, just let loose. because I am down for Seinfeld. Any episode, anytime. Let's go.
That's before my generation.
Andrew F. Okay, dude, if you ever want to play Star Realms, I'm Timbot with a 0. TIMB0T. Send me a game request, do the 48-hour thing. We can. I have had at least 2 to 3 perpetual games of Star Realms going for years. And Rob, you know who's playing Snap. You're on there.
What's up, Rob?
Good to see you, buddy. I'm glad you're here, man.
Yeah, this was Andrew kind of dropped this bomb on me, and it's like, well, yeah,
It's just
okay.
background. It's just background.
We'll,
we still
we'll
get
give
to
it a
see
shot.
faces.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Now watch this. Watch the Jubilee into the lockjaw. Here comes the 20 drop. Oh, unbelievable! Into a sunspot.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
No,
What
right.
I meant-
Ruh-roh.
Dude, I love the lockjaw combo.
Oh yeah.
I've
baby.
been running lockjaw with a different deck, and with my destroyer deck. So I've got destroyer and like armor and some like Wolverine
Yeah.
and some dudes like that, and I've been running lockjaw. It's amazing. It does so well.
Oh, look what this
But
guy
this
just
isn't-
did. Look what this guy just did to my Iron Man.
Oh, he hobgobbled you.
Oh,
I love it. I love it. That's so good. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
what a bastard. Okay, I mean, I don't even know how
Couldn't
I
have
win
happened
this
to a
right
nicer
now.
guy.
You guys have cards I haven't even seen yet. I don't even know what a hobgoblin does.
Oh,
Oh, Mike, get good, dude. Get good.
Play
Hobgoblin
more.
goes over to the opponent's side, and it's like a -8. It's amazing.
Ooh, wow, that's pretty cool.
And also Leech is like a total hand neuter card. You
Yep.
play Leech, and he cancels all of the abilities in the opponent's hand.
how did I
And
win that game?
Man, I've been
How did
screwed
I
Cheating.
win that?
because of Leech. Because of Leech. Leech, look at the abilities. Leech canceled out.
Leech canceled out Debris. Leech canceled out Storm. Not that big of a deal.
Well, no, Debris a garbage card anyways, and Storm's good because Storm is
Oh,
almost
Storm
like
is
Scarlet
beast.
Witch, where it just totally jacks up somebody's location. But
I'm slacking, dog. I'm not sure
Oh,
where my
yeah.
collection level's
I know Mike hasn't been playing. I've been feeling out the Snapchat group we have.
at. Not as much,
but
but
hey, Rob,
I still play.
good to see you in the chat, man. Glad you can make it tonight.
Yep.
It's really good to see you.
Rob, do you play? Snap
also-
yet? Are you snapping it up?
Oh, dude, he's
Yeah.
Yam Noaki. Correct my pronunciation. I don't know what it's from, but he's in that Marvel Snap
Yamnokai,
chat.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
What
Yeah,
you
he's
said.
hot and heavy in there. He's
Oh, yeah.
hot and heavy in there. I don't know that I said it any better or worse than you did, Mike. So don't worry.
Probably just insulted somebody. Don't even know it.
Right? Whatever. It's Rob. He'll be fine. He knows us. I also want to say while we're talking about people, 991, you got to pump those numbers up, bro.
Yeah.
I'm at like 1,300 somewhere.
God. You guys are definitely.
I also
virgin.
want to say and give some credit to Dan is Dan and I actually have like 2 different games in the works. One is definitely like kind of all Dan, and I've thrown in some ideas, and then the other one is probably 70% Dan, 30% me, where I've added the theme and then we've really collaborated on some of the ideas. But man, we're working really hard on a game together. And hey, Pumpkinhead, dude, thanks for even just showing up like a tiny bit. I don't know how much longer we're gonna go either, but like legit, you guys are friggin' amazing. It's the reason it's the reason we keep doing it is you guys. You guys just keep encouraging us to behave badly, apparently, on the
Correct.
YouTubes.
Yes.
It's
Witnessing
keep
Mike
acting like jerks
get
to our friends.
intoxicated, insulting his friends.
And yeah, Dan, you're right. We were working on it, and yeah, finding time is impossible. But let me just tell you, Dan has come up with some really great mechanisms, and I have piggybacked on him to try to help refine them and then fill it out a little bit. But yeah, we're gonna get back on that. We're gonna get back on that, Dan. I promise.
Here's my theory. You want to hear
Pumpkinhead,
you want to hear
dude.
a deep dark theory of mine?
That depends.
I do. I'm
Dan,
ready. I'm ready for it.
has-
No, I want to hear it.
Dan has played my game. You have not played my game. You guys are working
Correct.
on a game, and I've thought in my mind. I'm like, yeah, these guys are Tim and Dan are making a game, but Tim played my game, and I haven't been invited to offer ideas on their game. I think Dan went to Tim and said my game was shit.
Okay, no, hold on. Andrew, I'm going to go full disclosure. I'm going to go full disclosure on your game.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Because I'm 2 glasses of bourbon in.
Yes.
I'm Irish. I'm beyond lying.
Let's ruin some friendships.
Andrew, you know I'm brutally honest.
Put that dagger
right?
in my face.
You know
Tim.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Is your face ready for this dagger?
Yep.
Dan compared your game to Candyland. No, I'm just kidding. No, actually, I've only really heard good things about your game,
Wow.
Andrew. Honestly, I'm dying to play it. I think I don't
need
think I've
somebody-
heard anything negative.
I
don't
need
think
to
I've heard
learn
anything
how to
negative
get it down
about
to an hour and a half. I need to figure out, and that's
Sure.
honestly, that's where I need you guys to come in and just kind of like get rid of shit in my game. I need you guys to kill my babies because I cannot do it.
Wow.
No, but sometimes it's not your job, right?
Mhm.
Because
Yes, that's a great point. That's a
we-
great point.
we hosted pre-COVID, actually like 3 months before COVID. We hosted a proto spiel in South Bend, and that's how I became friends with the Shadowgate guys, right? The guys who made Shadowgate, which is the reason why I have an in now at Trick or Treat Studios. The guys that created Shadowgate are from Indianapolis. They came to our proto spiel. And the amazing thing about Protospiel, right, is it's a bunch of content creators.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bunch of guys who made games, and women, right, people that have made games, and they are. It is break my game. Come here and break my game.
Yeah.
So honestly, dude, like we will come at it with and I say with love. We will come at your game with love because we want nothing more than for you to succeed.
Yeah.
And if for you to succeed is for us to say, no, this game sucks, or this card
needs to
doesn't
get-
work, or
yeah,
this
needs to
mechanic,
get- yeah.
this mechanic doesn't work, we will do that, right,
Mhm.
dude? So like, because you know, Dan's also going to be brutally honest. Dan is going to tell you if he doesn't like something.
Sure.
That's
fair.
Dan's a nice guy, but he ain't that nice.
He's an
He ain't that
absolute
nice.
moralist.
He 100%, 100%, and he is not going to violate his code not to hurt your feelings.
That's true.
Well, and it's just like going back to Hike It, when we got that, they gave us a prototype. And while it was,
Yes.
mostly a finished prototype, we still ended up with a lot of rulebook suggestions for them and some
Mhm.
tweaks to their player aid. And they were totally open to hearing all of our opinions about any improvements we had for the game. Realistically, if you want your game to succeed, if you want your creation to succeed, you have to be open to that feedback. You need people that
Yeah,
are willing to be honest with you, even if you don't want to hear it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, no, and like so there was a game that we Kickstarter previewed last year called Quests and Cannons, okay? This ended up being a very successful Kickstarter. But when we did it, when we reviewed it, I'm not sure that it was on Kickstarter yet. And I made a point of collecting all the feedback that we had, right? All the opinions we had, all the stuff, and send it to the designer of that game. And I just said, hey, take this with a grain of salt, but this is what we found. These are the things that we figured out. Nice. Snaptrap. I love it. But with Quests and Cannons, we emailed that guy. We sent that guy a lot of stuff and just said, these are the things this is what we see.
Yeah.
And he was very receptive. I think he had received similar feedback from other reviewers and previewers and other people, and we probably reaffirmed a bunch of it, but he sent us back very positive messages like, thank you. No, these are good ideas. These are great. And so sometimes, to like really get a game made, I mean, it's such a hard thing. It's like making a movie. I'm a movie fan, right?
Yeah.
To get a movie made, it is not one person's thing all the way through. It is a collaboration, of a group of people coming together to make this thing happen. Now, maybe that group of people is your artist, you know what I mean? And like a publisher that gives you notes, maybe that's a playtest group. But just, Andrew, we give you a hard time about being arrogant sometimes, but your lack of ego when it comes to your game and your openness to criticism, being open to criticism and constructive criticism is amazing, dude. It's great. I can't wait to play your game. I really can't. I don't know that I'll be able to pick it apart because from what everybody else says, I don't know that I'd have anything new to add. Dan in the comments said stuff about talking about iconography and things like that.
Oh yeah, I upgraded the crap out of the iconography. Actually, I went to Gen Con and I came home and I redid every single icon. I redid every single one, almost to the point where it burned me out. I haven't worked on it in 6 months, but
that's the process, dude.
Yeah,
that's the process sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I've had friends locally that have made games that have never seen the light of day. And I'm like, this game's amazing. Can you please publish it? And they're like, I just hate this game so much. I played it so much. I don't ever want to see it again.
Yeah.
And I get it, right? But dude, keep working, Andrew. Keep working because
here's what might light the spark under my ass is let me play your game. Let me play your and Dan's game. I want to see your mechanics. I want to see it. I want to critique another game instead of having mine critiqued by numerous people, which the people who have critiqued it, I'm extremely grateful for. And yeah, I want to see what you guys have worked on. I've seen some of Dan's custom cards. They're beautiful.
Oh, dude, the stuff that he has come up with is great. It is great. And the game that Dan and I were working on, the one that we really collaborated on, I'm really excited about because I feel like, I'm just going to, sometimes you have to have a little bit of an ego, right? When it comes to it. But I feel like I really brought some good stuff to the lore of it.
Sure.
And then as far as the mechanics go, bringing things to the mechanics that make the lore make sense because Dan and I do not want a slapped on theme on a game. Scout, we're looking at you. Great game, slapped on theme. Dan and I really when we put out the game that we're working on, we really want it to make sense. We want the lore to be great. But we want it to completely work with the theme and just provide an experience because your game, right? You just want a good experience.
Look at the chat for Whiskey Wednesday next week. Hot damn.
What's that?
Live play testing. Let's make this happen.
We're not, dude, Andrew, we're not ready for that. I love you. I love you for that. I love you for that. Maybe for Andrew's game, but Dan and I are not ready for that. We we have done up some like prototype boards and some things like that, but we are still very raw stages. But really working on, we at one point in time we had made some time to really work on the mechanics. We need to get back to it.
I have like a 15-page rule book, dude. It's like legitimately fleshed out.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Do you have a rule book?
No, we're still working out core mechanics. We've got some pretty strong things that we've written down, but it's still a lot of developing. And Andrew, if we Andrew F in the chat, like we would like to host another Protospiel, and if we did that, trust me, dude, like we would have some for real playtesting going on, because that's the idea of a Protospiel. Yeah, people in town, come break my game, tell me what give me the really good feedback, and you're gonna get garbage feedback too, but
yeah,
but
it's hard to
you're
be
gonna get is gonna be
constructive
good.
intentionally, like, because then you have
Right.
to say something negative. You can't just be like, that was actually really fun,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so Mhm.
So I've created.
Well, let me just
a
say
game.
Oh, whoa.
oh, what?
He
I'm
comes
listening.
out of the silence.
I just want
I
to see how long you guys would buy it.
I saw you move. I saw your beard hairs wiggling around.
Bristling.
So-
Andrew, I do have it on Board Game Simulator though, or Tabletop Simulator though. So
Ah.
it could happen. It could happen, Andrew F.
Oh yeah, it could be on the little side screen thingy.
Load it up, baby. Snap some.
Oh, Rob saying play live BGA games with viewers. Rob, was it you and I? I just gotta ask Rob real quick. Was it you and I that played Fury of Dracula on the app together? I forget. Was that you? Was that you that played it? Because what we should do is really organize like a group of people and play the Fury of Dracula app together. Mike, you gotta stay awake, dude. You gotta do a line or something.
Yeah, no, I'm
Get
sorry,
back up.
guys. Towards the end of the day, I started feeling like I maybe had a head cold, and so I do have a little bit of a headache, and I've been kind of tired this evening. So
Yeah, just trying to aggressively wrap it up after 2 hours, Mike. You little wuss.
I mean, I took some medicine earlier, like some cold medicine, and that was a mistake, especially when you're trying to stay up, because that crap will just knock you out. It wasn't
Now,
NyQuil.
Robert,
I can't remember what it was.
I want to call it out. The Marvel Snap thing was one of the suggestions, but then literally the next line I say, or stream a 3-player game that we all chose from Board Game Arena. I think that could be a really good idea, man. Throw a couple of viewers on there, and we could have a good game, presuming you don't stream snipe us. That could be a good idea.
Uh-oh.
Could be.
Uh-oh.
And yeah, what it was, Rob. Rob, you didn't totally suck. But Nemesis Lockdown on Steam. Here's the thing: is I gotta get my Steam account like actually working. You guys and your laptops. I've got a shared laptop in the house. It's a MacBook.
No, dude, have you used Board Game Arena before?
Yeah, no, Board Game Arena is great, but like Rob just said, Nemesis Lockdown's on sale on Steam for $20.
Yeah.
So I was more bagging on my own ability to actively do like an interesting Steam interaction.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah.
So
Go on, Mike.
just kind of full circle type of thing here. So we just finished filming our top 50 of all time. The section 20 through 11 will be out tomorrow.
I'll be right back while you talk about this thing that
Yep.
I wasn't a part
Yep.
of.
Same,
1
same.
through 10.
Mike, carry this.
1 through 10 will be next Thursday. So you'll have our top 50 out. Now, shortly after that, we're going to be filming our top games that we played for the first time in 2022. Now, we could do a, top games that, yes. So great question, Jason. That is exactly. Now, here's the thing. We're not like some other bigger channels where we get to play every new game that comes out for that year. And that makes it can make it challenging to do a top 10 of games that only came out this year. Now, I feel like I could do that because I did play a lot of new games this year. Last year, when they did that, it was a best games we played for the first time in 2021. So I think this year we're going to go ahead and do new to us of 2022. Next year, we got a year to discuss it, but that could change. It could turn into maybe 2 videos. I know also that we're talking about doing like a biggest surprises of the games that came out in 22, biggest disappointments of the games that came out this year. Maybe revisit that overhyped, overrated video.
Oh my gosh.
Trying to recapture that magic with that, biggest disappointment of the year. There are a lot of those lists. I think so too. And in fact, for the last several years, I subscribed to this geek list on Board Game Geek, and that's what it is. It's this gigantic geek list every year, new to me games. And I mean, there are hundreds and hundreds of people that comment on that particular geek list every year that add their favorite games from the year. So I always thought it was kind of a cool idea. You get a very different list, a totally different list. I mean, there's several games. I mean, I've already started looking at my favorite games that I played for the first time this year. I'd say half are from this year and half are not.
I would say, like, what's huge to me with that list is the new to me aspect of it. There's a ton of great games. So I think the way that Mike and I talked about, and maybe everybody else too, I can't remember because we've got so many chat threads going on, is I think what we would like to do as a show is we've always intended to do the new to me in 2022, right? So that might be an older game that you just got exposed to. It might be a new game. But I think we are also talking about doing a biggest hits and biggest disappointments of 2022.
I mentioned that while you were gone, Tim. You
way,
said to carry the show, and I did. Go on.
Hey, fantastic, dude. No, that's great. So I think in an official show capacity, I think that's the way we're going to do, like, strictly 2022 releases versus doing, new to us. And I feel like that's also like a fun way to balance it because,
sorry,
not to spoil anything, but like there was a game I played for the first time this year that I know is older that blew my mind. And it's like, I got to talk about this game because it was new to me in 2022.
Right. Yeah.
What is it?
It's a Wonderful World. That game blew me away, dude.
That game's really good.
What a fantastic game. What a fantastic game that I had never played. And I
liked it a lot.
Played it at Origins for the first time, and I was like, what? Like, this game's incredible.
It is.
And then, it'll be fun to do biggest disappointments because then I could talk about Foundations of Rome again while everybody talks about how excited they were about that game, and I could talk about how it's my number one, game. So, and then, get all the hate going. So, because Andrew can't be the only hated person on this channel.
We all have to have our identities.
That's correct.
I gotta look out. I'm looking out for you, bro.
Since you guys left me hanging here, I'm gonna go grab some water. I thank God for the mute button. I've been coughing like crazy over here. My throat's getting really scratchy, so I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm gonna snag a water. That way, Tim can talk about stuff, and then when I get back, I'll talk about that same stuff.
No, apparently that's what I did, Andrew. You missed it. I hopped back down and then started talking about things that Mike had already talked about.
Gotcha. Now, what did I play? Is it
Mike?
It's a
Mike,
Wonderful
shut
World?
up and go get your water.
Yeah,
okay.
go get your damn water.
All right, fine.
It's a Wonderful World.
Yeah, Andrew, have you played It's a Wonderful World yet?
I think I've played. Yes. It's. I was going to ask if it was the orange and blue game.
Yeah. Now, have you played Wonderland's War yet?
Yes. Fantastic.
Okay. Did you love it? Okay,
Yes.
you loved it like everybody else.
I think
did.
Wonderland's War was
Okay.
at like a 9.5 for me.
Wow, that's amazing. I gotta play that still.
What?
But
You
that's
haven't
amazing.
played it,
I'm really
dude?
glad. I have not played it yet.
Wow.
I've not played it yet. So Andrew, and like, okay, dude, like you're the new guy to the group, right?
Yes,
You're the
yes, this
newest.
is true.
You're the newest person that that I have recruited. That I've tried to drag in to my circle.
Yes.
What's been the best game you've played so far since then? So like since April of this year.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw you right under the bus and ask you a super hard question.
I mean, Planet Unknown is my only 10. War of Whispers was great. Ark Nova was great. Planet Unknown, dude. I gotta say it. Planet Unknown. It's got to be
Dude,
it.
and I will say from day one
Yeah.
that I met you, you showed up to Caleb's with Planet Unknown.
This
Now
is
we
true.
didn't play it. We played Game of Thrones. We
Yep.
played Game of Thrones instead.
Well, you don't play the new
But-
guys
but
game,
you-
right off the get.
Listen,
I bring it as a nicety to say hello. Here I am. I have goods to bring to you. But I was never expecting to get my game played initially.
So anyway, as Tim was saying, Mike always carries the live streams. He's super thankful that I keep doing these. I'm just kidding.
Hey, get out of here.
I got my water. That's what matters. My
Okay.
throat is really getting scratchy. I hear my audio coming back. Tim's just catching up with the.
With that said, though, Tim, I am really looking forward to this right here. Now I know this doesn't mean anything because this is just a black book.
oh, I know what that means. I know what
This is
that
a-
means.
This is a hardcover rule book, baby, and I don't know if you can see it in the glare there, but that is Kingdom Death, and I think
Yes.
this might be the game that gets me into co-op games.
Okay, so Dan, Mike, will you do me a favor and post?
Yes.
Thank you.
Mine are always
Okay.
a second behind.
Listen,
I'm listening.
I fully admit the Gen Xer in me wants to automatically hate everything that anyone loves overwhelmingly. That is the problem with have been born in 1978. It's just a thing. So maybe, but there have been games that have been like way incredibly hyped, and I'm like, you know what? I was wrong. That's actually good.
Yep.
Like Smartphone, for example. Amazing game. I was 100% wrong about that. I actually came into Foundations of Rome and really wanted to love it and just didn't. So, holy crap, Jason.
Here we
Jason.
go.
My goal is to play Orleans, which Orleans I love.
Oh,
Okay,
Jason, that's
Quacks,
a great
I love,
day.
and
That's what I was about to
he wants to
say.
play Wonderlands.
I was just waiting on Tim to shut up so I could post that one.
That is a great day.
ain't gonna happen.
He's over there just making all these wrong statements about Foundations. Meanwhile, I'm waiting to tag that. So
Listen, build a bag day.
dude, I would love that. I love bag building. Wonderland's War is
Thanks for that banner, Mike.
so good. So good. Yeah, love that game. It'll be very high up my games of this year list. I am a huge fan. That theme does a lot for me. I love bag building and area majority and push your luck and oh man, fantastic game.
Anyway, Tim, what were you saying?
I might.
You were going Gen X on us, and then you got.
Oh yeah, no, the hipster in me wants to hate everything popular.
Yes.
So being a Gen Xer, it's like, oh, everybody likes that. Well, I liked it before it was cool. So if I don't get to like it before it was cool, then it automatically sucks. I believe that's what Dan was getting at when he says, I will find an illogical, unexplainable reason to hate it. Like Champions of Midgard. Don't like it. Foundations of Rome. Don't like it.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't
So
really like
those are my
Foundations of Rome
those are my
either.
guesses.
Now it's a beautiful game, but it felt like I don't know. It didn't blow me. It didn't like. Now it was also like 2 a.m. when I learned it at Bob's house, and I just met Bob for the first
The
time.
last time I played Foundations of Rome, I beat Bob by 20. Yeah, it happened. I crushed him. Oh my gosh. We were playing at an event last weekend. Only a few days ago. And that was actually a pretty banner weekend for me. Friday, beat Bob in War of Whispers. Saturday, beat Bob in Foundations by 20. Yes, I'm gloating.
Wow.
Then I beat him in Planet Unknown immediately after that.
It warms my
Banner
heart that you
weekend.
played Planet Unknown.
Oh,
without
I love
me
that
there.
game. Oh,
Yes,
dude.
good.
It's one of the best games that I don't own.
It is the best game I think I've ever played. It is the worst rule book I've ever read.
I'm
This
so
is a
glad I've
fact.
never had to.
This is
so
a fact.
Oh, dude,
and then
let me give
also
you some Matago
I don't-
rule books.
I was just gonna say
read.
real quick that one of the things I find strange, and the only thing I've ever had to look at that rule book for, it doesn't go into additional detail on the extra faction boards, like
It
the
just has a
corporate
copy
boards.
of what the words say.
Like that's
It's so
it.
stupid.
There's some
It's
of
so
them you
stupid.
need some clarifications, and there's none in there. That's
Yep.
really strange. That's the only thing I've looked in that rule
You
book.
almost need a book of clarifications because it's unruly. It's unruly how many problems there are with the confusion.
Do we have a confession
Twitch
on their
and come
hands?
over.
Huh?
Are
He's
we
doing something.
quoting what Dan said? Hello? Oh, man.
I'm still here. Yeah, I don't know.
You're gone.
We'll see on Tim.
Yeah, Tim's
there
got to
he
get
is.
better internet, or there's got to be a very easy to solve problem here.
No, it's a very easy to solve problem. My phone was getting ready to die, and so I switched over to my iPad. I'm still working on
changed-
my angle.
I alt tabbed and now I can't even see our screen anymore. I'm gonna refresh and rejoin.
Yeah, I've noticed that. If like when we were on the full 42 the other night, which was a ton of fun, by the way.
Amazing, dude.
When I left and hopped back in, I didn't have comments, so it gets kind of weird when you leave and jump back in.
Let me in. Hello. How are you doing?
Hello. Oh wow, you guys switched.
Let me just say, when we started this thing, we were at 2,149 comments or subscribers.
Uh-huh.
We're now at 2,157.
Wow. So we got 8 more. I mean,
growing.
I've gotten.
That's a
I don't-
screwball moment.
I don't know. I don't know how many comments I've had.
So what's really funny is somebody commented on one of our most on the Frosthaven giveaway. He said, "Remember when the big ogre was crazy?" Now, what he's referring to is the giant, like, anniversary edition of Ogre. Hold on, you see it behind me? You see it over there?
Oh yeah.
That is the gigantic box that is Ogre.
Tim and his overcompensation.
Listen, dude, whatever it takes.
Hey,
No shame. No shame in this game.
whatever it takes. Hey, you guys got Netflix? Speaking of
Yeah.
whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you ever seen the show The Push?
No.
No.
Oh my god. Has anybody in the chat seen The Push? I need to get one answer at least, if you've seen it or not. Anyway, you said whatever it takes, and that's like the phrase that they say. This is a little side tangent. It's a psychological experiment where this guy, he's a magician, but he's a psychologist as well. And he tries using like social pressure to try to convince somebody to kill someone, like to commit murder by pushing them off of a building. So like everybody's like staging this big act around this one unsuspecting person, and they're trying to use social compliance to try to get him to push someone off of a building. It's only one episode. It's an hour long. I highly recommend it.
Wow. Nice.
It's fantastic.
Oops.
If you've got an hour.
I've been actually watching the have you guys, I don't know if you guys were aware of what a disaster Woodstock 1999 was.
Oh yeah.
I have not watched that yet.
Yes.
But there's a really good 3-part documentary on what a disaster Woodstock 99 was. And
I want to watch
I've
that.
seen
I
that.
just
the
finished
blacktop,
watching
how
it.
Like the blacktop was so hot. Have you seen the one about there was supposed to be this big
the fire festival?
The fire festival, dude. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Robert, I would say it's a 1 episode documentary. Documentary.
Oh boy. I don't know what Mike's doing over there, but it's
I have many fine wares.
Breathing heavily.
I feel like if I were to look through one of my windows over here, I might see that version of Mike like peeking through.
Oh boy.
I'm very concerned.
It sounds like Tim's dagger is going to make another appearance.
Hey, look, I'm willing to do what the fans demand.
Oh
yeah.
Well.
No, so if you look back there, right, there's Ogre. There's my Rolf, who is my favorite Muppet character. There's Clask. Underneath that is that is the Sentinels of the Multiverse, like gigantic black box, and then
The one that's a small box game?
yeah, but it's huge. And then there's like Giga Robo is blocking it.
Yeah.
And then obviously you can see like Shadowgate over here, and there's Narcos and maybe Homeland and Spartacus, and then Tainted Grail, and then there's my Lords of Hellas, Awakened Realms shelf. Actually, there's 3 cubes all right here. That is all Tainted Grail, all Lords of Hellas, and then all the Great Wall, which was the great disappointment.
What did
Too
Robert
much
say?
going
What's
on.
with the weird sign about your hands under the table? And watch out for butthole or something?
I don't know. I can't see the comments anymore because I was reading the comments on my iPad, and I've switched to filming on my iPad since my phone's about to die.
Yeah. Woo.
What?
That was a Robert, I'm gonna call you out on that sentence, dude. That didn't make any sense, man.
Nice shelfie. Right on, Andrew. I've got better games. You just can't see them. Like there's a little bit of Marvel Legendary. There's like Mall Madness, U-Boot, Drop Mix, and there's the Shadowgate. And then above Marvel Legendary is some of my really cool X-Wing, Star Wars X-Wing ships. And then there you go. There's some of the ones you normally get to see, like Vigilante. Bootleggers. Bootleggers is a game I've owned for ages and I've never played. I'm going to put it on my trade
Of course
list.
I lose audio. Dang it.
Uh-oh. That's because you got that dumb hood on, Mike.
Gosh dang it.
Ooh, a shelf tour would be kind of cool.
I don't know.
Jason suggested. That would be kind of cool one
Lost
day.
audio.
I still
Because
hear
my-
you.
Yeah, we can
Mike
all
just
hear you, Mike,
slightly
but Mike
disconnects. It's so
Mike can't
annoying.
hear us. So
Yeah.
that's all right. We can say all the things. Mike, you big dumb idiot.
Yeah, Mike, you're looking
Ooh.
you're looking like that guy from Big Lebowski looking ass.
Okay,
roll
yeah.
on
So
don't
everybody
roll
in the
on the Sabbath.
comments, Andrew called this out pretty early, and it was that Mike looks like Walter from the Big Lebowski.
Yeah,
And
and
Andrew-
you look like a generic gnome from World of Warcraft.
Yeah. you know, okay, so if we're gonna go like celebrities that we've actually looked like, you know who I've gotten before? No joke. I don't know if you know who Ben Foster is, but look up Ben Foster.
Googling right now.
Yeah, Google Ben Foster. I get that one a lot. He's a ginger. Now I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
a ginger anymore.
Sorry, guys. I've totally lost sound.
We're ignoring you, Mike. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We're ignoring you.
You would
We're
think
not.
Mike would say, like, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me or something
Mike,
like that.
Yeah, we can't hear you. We don't
Watch.
care.
Oh,
You left.
you're gone. Yep.
Hey, that worked. That was
Yep.
pretty good.
Yeah, I guess you kind of don't look like him at all.
Who, Ben Foster? I don't know. He's probably
Yeah.
too handsome.
Well, he is very good looking. But
You just got to find one of his uglier roles. No, yeah, that's him with facial hair. You got to find him without facial hair.
he looks like if you and what's that comedian
Louis C.K.?
Yeah, he looks like if you and Louis C.K. had a baby.
Sure.
And let me get an amen in the chat from that, because that is 100% accurate.
What's sad is I knew exactly who we were talking about when you said it.
Yep, Ben Foster. I could see it. I can see it.
Whatever, you know. I also had somebody from Blue's Clues. Somebody said I look like a dude from Blue's Clues one time.
Yeah,
but
that's Steve.
I'll take it.
Steve,
Yeah,
Blue's
one of
Clues.
the 3 or 4 hosts that Blue's Clues has had.
Yeah, I could totally see that, because you wear your hat. You know.
I could be compared to a lot worse.
Sure.
Oh, Mike
sure.
Mike just letting himself back in now, huh?
And that's
Yeah,
our
I
top
don't-
5 of things we don't like about Mike.
Yeah.
Wow. That was pretty short. You guys must not have had much material.
Oh, we had 5. We each had 5, and there was no crossover.
Yeah, we agreed on everything. You are one pathetic loser.
My number 1 is I'm one pathetic loser. Oh, crossover! Oh!
Thanks, Andrew.
Yeah, I don't know what happens if like I was just trying to adjust like the mic cable over here.
I can't see the comments. There we go.
That's probably the most
Oh.
accurate thing I've heard in a while. So,
Dude, that makes my heart just sing.
Well, you know what I want to do now is I want to go to those AI generators, and I want to do that. Roseanne and the Snuffleupagus.
Well, you're just going to get a picture of Mike. What's the point?
that's true. That's true. Yeah, I don't know what happens if I slightly bump this adapter. I don't know if you guys could hear me before I left.
No,
Did
you were. Oh wait,
Yeah.
we could hear you.
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah.
that.
I can't hear you guys. It's weird if I slightly bump it and I have to leave the browser, jump back in to fix it. So
Yeah.
No, so we just started making fun of you.
Yep. I'm
Um,
so looking forward to this right now. I need to see what Roseanne and the Snuffleupagus looks
No
like.
doubt. Just to
Because-
hop back a few minutes in the comment, Rob, you are correct. That is Clask that is next to the big old ogre next to me over there. So
let's see. I'm looking. Oh yeah, that's what it was. Wasting all that expensive whiskey.
sounds about
Okay,
right.
about that.
No, I don't want to do that. What the hell?
Oh, here goes Mike. Listen, you got Mike all cranky now.
How do you spell
The-
Roseanne Barr? Is it Barr?
I think so. I believe it is with 2 R's.
How do you spell Snuffleupagus?
Dude. I guess sound it out
Okay.
as best you can.
So What?
Snuffleupagus.
What? Yeah, Snuffleupagus.
Snuffle.
So-
It's Snuffle up a Gus.
What
Uff,
Dan
uff.
is talking about and what we're referring to is we also this year, it's funny the stories that we end up telling later about previous top 10s. We did a top 10 small box game. And, you know, in the same way in which I looked at Andrew when he said Euchre was overrated,
It is.
I looked at Dan when he said Sentinels of the Multiverse was one of his top 10 small box games. I had first edition. And I remember in that video we were comparing everything to this box. It was mentioned many times that like, hey, this was like a standard box. It had to be smaller than that. And that's just really interesting when first edition Sentinels is taller. It's taller. It's bigger than Splendor. So many times in that video, it was, well, it's smaller than Splendor. No, it's not. It's right there.
Mike and his or Dan and his small box games.
Small dagger.
It's even taller than Splendor.
Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can rearrange this. Ooh. Let's see if
This
I
is
can.
not working well.
Yeah, we say that about most of our live streams.
What's that?
It's not going well.
That's the AI generator for Roseanne Barr mixed with a Snuffleupagus.
That look like
can't see
Mike.
anything there. Go ahead. Hey, Andrew, go ahead and jump back in the stream with your phone so that we can show that.
Wait, what did you say?
That screenshot. Get your phone back in the stream.
Oh, so we can get a screenshot of it?
Yes.
There is a better Snuffleupagus. Here, I'm going to download it.
Love it.
Oh, good stuff.
Oh, I can buy a print of it. That's kind of cool.
Oh, lucky you.
Hold on.
All right, I moved this back over. So now I've got, let's see, that way is Zaya, Legend of a Drift System. There's my Clank Legacy still in shrink. There's Mike as Roseanne Barr and Snuffleupagus.
Yeah.
Wow.
They could do better.
Yeah. This is proof that AI is really actually pretty retarded.
Here you go, Star Wars nerds. What ship is
Ooh,
this? What ship is this? Anybody know?
It looks like a busted one.
Ah, it's a good one. It's a bounty hunter ship. That's your clue.
Don't know.
What comic book character is this? Anybody know?
Captain Marvel.
You wish.
Okay,
How about-
this AI generator. This one sucks. I'm redoing this. I'm looking online.
Oh. Well,
Anybody
that
know this one? I know Dan knows all the Star Wars ships. So Dan, you're not allowed to enter.
Yeah. And if you get it correct, we're giving away a free copy of Andrew's prototype. So all that hard work that he's been doing is getting shipped off.
No, we were
Yes.
going to give away Mike's copy of Dwellings of Eldervale
Oh, yes. It's
That I've
right up there. That's why I'm
traded-
showing it off.
that I've traded like 6 times to other people for different games. There we go. Well, Bob Silver, it's not Barbarella. It's not Barbarella.
Was it Slave 1?
This is Slave 1, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Rob, also, that Shadowgate is still in shrink. I just got that. I just got that yesterday in the mail.
This guy.
Okay, you clowns, if you can't get this one, you're out. Yeah, come on, Dan. You should know what Bosk's ship is called. You knew it was Bosk's ship. You've got no excuse. I love it.
All right, this one's really thinking. This one is really thinking. We are gonna get Roseanne Snuffleupagus.
Oh, good.
Andrew F. Do you actually have a prototype? Because if you do, send it to us, man.
Oh
like
yeah.
we'll play it. We'll be kind of nice. Also, though, Dan Bosk's ship is called the Houndstooth.
I remember that name.
Yeah.
But I'm
And
not.
then, yeah, Shadowcaster. Good job.
I'm not a Star Wars historian like you guys.
Oh my God, I'm a Star Wars nerd.
Never
No
seen
shame.
it.
No shame.
Seen it.
Never seen it. Star Wars blows. Am I banned from the show?
Nah, no.
Well, actually, you're breaking up, Andrew.
Yeah, we'll
Wait.
ban you for different things.
Yeah. Okay, this is really cute, and it's not Mike. It's actually very cute.
Oh, wow.
Well, it's definitely not Mike then.
Great. Snuffleupagus with a scratchy throat.
Yep. Mike, check your screen.
Uh-oh. I'm looking. Oop. Oh.
Never seen it, but it's so clearly the worst IP ever. Wait, is he talking
Very
trash
cute.
about Star Wars? Oh, that's actually really sweet.
Look at the
Here you go.
shoes. Look at these damn shoes. What does that even mean?
It's creepy. The shoes there bother me legitimately.
They look like slip-ons.
Yeah, they're like loafers.
Just trying to be comfortable. Yeah.
Listen, no, grown men should not wear slip-ons.
What kind of slip-ons?
That's like really.
Those are house slippers, dude. Those are not slip-ons. Those are house slippers.
Those
Look
might
at
be
these-
some
Look at
some
these
Tom Brady
fingers.
UGG boots, though, dude.
Wow. I mean, I'm
Oh.
definitely that hairy.
I'm trying like different words. Like
Oh,
this-
damn, Andrew. Andrew, not you, Andrew, on the show. But Andrew F was actually naming the type of ship. Fantastic, dude. Fantastic. I love it. I love it. You became my favorite person tonight. Thanks to Rob Silver, I started opening up my Shadowgate. These are the player
Just like
boards.
that, huh?
Well, I hadn't gotten it out of the shrink yet. I wanted to put it on the shelf behind me for the show. And then somebody's going to go, oh, that game looks like it's still in shrink. Rob Silver. So, yeah, I got it out. A rule book right here. Ooh, do we get a credit? Oh, snap, guys. Oh, snap. Hold on.
Marble
Hold
snap?
on. Hold on.
Hold
Like-
on. Hold on.
Oh, here we
Hold
go.
on. Hold on.
There we
Hold
go.
on.
Look at
Will
that.
that
Hey, wait
work?
a minute.
Oh, it's just me. Sorry. That's
Oh,
not what we were going for. I was trying to make you bigger.
I
don't
can't see it. Nope. Now I can only see Mike.
listen,
Give it a second.
it's right there in the
I
special
can't see it,
thanks.
so I think you're bluffing.
Special thanks, Tim Aberly, rhymes with neighborly. That's why I'm so
Oh.
nice. I made the rule book. I didn't know that was going to happen. That's really
What?
exciting.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. I feel
I'm
good
there.
about
I'm
that.
there in spirit. I play tested that game. That was a good game. I'm there in spirit.
Got some fun dice for it.
Oh.
What's crazy is that I've got like some miniatures that they prototyped for it. I've seen a couple different versions of this game, and I'm really excited to finally see the final version.
Well, I'm running into a different dilemma. We've now officially gone into cell phone battle royale.
Uh-oh.
What?
I started this stream at 96% battery. I'm now at 8. Now, I can unplug the
Battle
headphones.
Royale, the thing
I
that's
can-
plugged into the wall.
I can unplug my headphones and I can plug the phone in, and the mic's not terrible on the phone, actually.
No, you know what, dude? Like, I'm gonna pull an Andrew. I gotta work in the morning.
Me
So-
too. And it's, I mean, 239 with like double-digit watchers all night. I mean, it's
Crush
guys,
it.
it's been super fun. All of you that have been commenting all night. This is why we do it. I mean, normally Tim and I might squeeze these to an hour and a half. We've done some that were 2. We did one with Dan that was 3, but that was a Friday.
Yeah.
Definitely didn't expect a Wednesday stream to go like 2.5 hours, but it's all of you commenting that makes us do this. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that made us do this.
Listen, let me just. I said it earlier, and I'm just gonna say it again. It is all of you guys, right? It's everybody that's commenting and participating. It's Dan, it's Spencer, it's Bob,
Tim
it's
repeating
Mike,
me again.
it's Andrew. It's all of you guys that make this so much fun, and I'm just one of the luckiest people in the world to get the opportunity to do this all the time. And it wouldn't be near as much fun without all of y'all.
Yes. This
Look
is
at
true.
that. Look at that. Mike holding up two pretty good games that I enjoy quite a bit. One box is slightly bigger than the other, though. I wonder if there's a point to that.
Mike is really salty.
Oh. Damn, that multiverse box is just bigger in every way, isn't
Look at that. This box is massive. It's like there's room for expansions in
Okay,
here and
it? Andrew,
extra
Andrew,
Yes.
content.
Yes.
while you're looking up people, I know you think that Mike looks dead up like Walter from Big Lebowski,
Yes.
but look up Bobby Moynihan. The way that Mike just said what he just said, he just so
Uh-oh.
reminds me of Bobby Moynihan from SNL.
Which part was it?
It was the way this box is massive. I don't know.
Oh.
It was just the way you said it.
Oh man, not at all. Mike doesn't look like this guy at all.
Listen, watch a clip.
I'm coming to your defense here.
I'm
That's a-
gonna.
Splendor is the worst offender as far as space in that box. There's a criminal amount of air. There's a criminal amount of air in that box.
Andrew, I'm going to privately message you a clip from a movie with Bobby Moynihan in it, and you
Do
tell
it.
me that does not make you think of Mike.
Sure.
And if you private message him, he can show it on his phone. No, we'd probably get a copyright infringement if we played that.
Probably.
Yeah, we can't do that. Bummer.
Hey, how many views and comments did we start the stream with in regards to our Frosthaven channel?
I think it was just shy of 250. I believe we were in the
Like
low
238.
240s.
Nope, we got 238 comments and 580 views. So
All right.
that fell flat on your face.
I overshot a little. Hey, you asked.
You're a bigger dagger than it looks.
I mean, at least I'm not getting the Chris Farley comparisons.
Yeah.
No, dude.
Well, you have
Farley was a different kind of
by the
genius.
river.
Farley was a different kind of genius. No, I just shared it in our little
Our
Board
group
game.
chat.
our group chat. It's a different clip
It's
than the one that I
hilarious.
initially shared with Mike, saying that I thought he was like Bobby Moynihan. Also, though, breaking news! I just saw this on my phone while I'm in here. Looks like Henry Cavill, after all, will not reprise his role as Superman. DC is going in a completely different direction with like a super hard reboot.
Hmm.
And so new Superman, new Batman, new everything, new Wonder Woman, all that stuff. Well,
Wow.
assuming they do it, but you know,
Unlimited power.
yeah. Well, I trust James Gunn. He's made some fun stuff. So, but all right, guys. Well, let's sign off here. But or I'm gonna sign off soon. You guys can stay on as long as you like.
Oh, I got to sign off too.
Throat's getting scratchy.
Yeah.
Make sure I'm not feeling like doo doo in the morning.
No doubt. No doubt.
But again, everybody that's been tuning in for these live streams, more to come. We've already got a topic for next week. And we're always going to pin up the comments because you guys really make it fun, and that's why we keep doing this. So what was the topic, Tim? It was games that start with the letters whiskey. So WHISKEY, not the English/Canadian spelling.
This is an anti-Canadian.
It's kind of a, with these, we kind of tiptoe a fine line where we want to bring good content and good lists, but we know our studio banner is a lot of fun for us. We get compliments about how much people enjoy that, and we want our best lists in studio. So we're balancing that fine line of cool lists that aren't our best material, but I think we'll get some really unique combinations of games with a list that's just based off letters. So that's why I'm interested to do that.
Don't bag on the things we talk about on Wednesdays, man, just by saying it's not studio worthy. There's just some things that we feel like would be like really sing in a studio. And there's some things that it's like, no, this would be a great, like, let's just hang out and say some real big sword energy. Yeah, Andrew's still recovering. He had to see a therapist for months about this.
I've never seen a sword so big, let alone in my face.
Yeah.
He said, yeah.
Not even on YouTube or Pornhub or whatever site he visits. He's not seen a sword that big.
Wow. Well, channel deleted.
Channel delete. Yep. Board game rub down.
Oh my goodness. Well, guys, again, it's been super fun. We will definitely see you again next Wednesday. And by then, you'll know more of our top 50 games of all time.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll be talking about games that start with the letters and whiskey.
And whiskey has an E, which means
Equinox.
Eclipse will be showing up.
Oh, Eclipse. Yeah. That one.
Yes.
Well, I haven't played it, so it will not be on my list.
I've only
let's
played
play
it
it before next week.
Digitally.
Oh, there's no digital Eclipse. What are you talking
there is.
There's an app. Yeah.
I have played the app.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've been on my phone a lot the past 10 minutes, but what?
What?
So by then, Andrew will figure out if there's a mobile version of Eclipse. He'll finally get with
there's
times.
No mobile version of Eclipse.
Did they delete it? There used to be one. I had it as well. I played it.
I know. I have to see. It used to be on iOS at least.
Yeah.
No, this is fake news.
No, totally true news. So as Andrew
I didn't send it to me. I do not believe you.
Oh, the onus is on Tim. I no longer have an Apple device.
Holy crap! You guys put pressure on me.
Oh yeah.
Oh, look at that. It's on Steam.
Oh, well, hey, there you go. Well, I'm officially a 2% gentleman.
All right.
And therefore, we
Let's
are
do this.
going to have to bid you all adieu. Again, thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you next week with another topic, more Whiskey Wednesday. It's been a blast, guys. I used to be Mike.
I'm still. Oh, yeah, and I'm still Tim.
And we're still getting feedback for whatever reason. I don't even know why.
Eclipse is on Steam.
Clicking.
Have a good night.
Weird clicking. Let's make it go bye-bye.
Frosthaven giveaway. Frosthaven giveaway.
It's free. Just comment on the video. Do it now. Get your whole game group to do it. Deuces.